Okay, we're back. And I need to turn on the display capture. There we go. All right. Hi, Steven.
Hi, Sean.
I can't believe you're here.
I'm right here. I'm in the flesh.
Yeah. I'm touching you right off screen, as far as anyone knows.
I'm next to you.
I also just noticed that, like, I hate when I'm wearing a hoodie and, like, I wash it at some point. Just in general. But also because, like, the little, like, loopy things come uneven. And I'm one of those people that's like, if they're not even, I'm going to bleed.
It feels better. It's better for your psyche.
It's just, yeah, exactly.
And for some reason, when you put it in the washer or the dryer, it just starts to eat it, and then
yeah.
You know.
It's like, what if it was like a funny worm? And I'm like, don't.
What if it was a funny worm burrowing through the ground that is your shirt?
So yeah, we're doing a tier list, Steven. Can you tell everyone what kind of tier list we're doing? What are we ranking them on?
Well, I was gonna ask you because I needed a little bit of a reminder. No, I'm pretty sure from what I remember, it was how likely a character is gonna return.
Yes, and
In the theoretical next Smash Brothers. That's definitely not happening. Absolutely not.
Oh no, like, you know, Nintendo's probably second biggest competitive video game. I don't see them making another entry.
One of the biggest sales. I don't know. They sell a lot of copies every time.
It's like Mario Kart 8 and then this, and then probably Splatoon.
Yeah.
And Mario Kart 8 is just because they keep bundling it, you know? I feel like if they bundled this with the Switch, people would buy more Switches. Maybe that's just me.
No, I think that's likely. The first things that come to mind are like, oh, Mario's for sure, Zelda's for sure, and then it's like Smash Brothers. Everyone wants Smash Brothers.
Everyone wants Smash Brothers. Like, I feel like yeah, Smash is a fighting game, but I still feel like Zelda's probably just like a little bit more niche, just like a little bit. You know?
Everyone loves Mario Brothers.
Everyone loves Mario Brothers. No denying that. So I do have the tiers already set up. You know, highest is like probably gonna make it in. The bottom is just like probably not gonna make it in. So we got like, is it Smash without them? Probably. No clue. Probably not. Is it Smash with them? So, yeah.
Cool.
Should we? I'm gonna be honest. I haven't really put a whole lot of thought into this, but I think from like, you know, Mario down to Sora, it's probably gonna follow that a little bit. You know?
Yeah, I think Nintendo kind of did a good job of, and like the tier list maker, I think is just in order of release. Like,
yeah, I made sure to find one that was like this is the how the roster set up in the game, because Nintendo did a funny and was like, well, what if we put them all in order of like when we added them to the game? And it's like, ha ha ha, that's great. I can't find the villager, so
yeah. Yeah.
But
it looks like we found the perfect case for why it's a good thing that they did that, because now we can probably end up making this tier list very quickly.
maybe. We'll see. I mean, like, I don't want to just be like, all right, this goes here, this goes there. I want to talk about it a little bit, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe get some words in there. We don't have to necessarily go in order, too. We can be like, all right, well, we got Mario, might as well do Luigi and Dr. Mario, right?
That's a good call.
So,
Just whatever comes to mind following.
Yeah, yeah. So, should we start with Mario, do you think?
I got nothing to say about Mario. He's got to be in it.
Yeah.
It's Mario.
I don't think there's any world where Nintendo makes, basically at this point, a video game without Mario in it to some capacity. So.
They got to rep, even Pikmin. Like, my first thought was like, nah, Pikmin's an original IP. No, there's Mario reference. In Olimar and Luigi's name, it's a reference to Mario and Luigi.
Olimar is literally a reference to Mario.
He's everywhere.
Like, you rearrange letters and add an L. So. I mean, like, Luigi, too, right? Veteran from the 64 days.
I think, I mean, without skipping, try not to skip ahead to everybody. I think the Smash 64 veterans are all shoo-ins, like immediately.
Yeah, of course. Except I have
Slight exception, but
yeah,
not much.
I have one slight exception as well. I'm wondering if it's going to be the same one. I might have two. But
It's weird. Because I'm like, now I'm thinking about it from a perspective of Nintendo history and characters that would be interesting in the game, because then there's also the angle of, well, they've been in Smash Brothers the whole time. Like, I was just thinking about Jigglypuff, but then I'm like, well, you can't take Jigglypuff out because that's a Smash Brothers character now.
Basically. I think more people play Jigglypuff in Smash Bros. Than in Pokemon. So, Alright, so yeah, Donkey Kong also... should we do Jigglypuff now? So here's my thing. Jigglypuff, of the two, I think is probably the least likely to come back.
I would put Jigglypuff in probably.
Well, I would put them... I'm going to put them in Is a Smash Without them. But probably, like, I'm going to try... I've never done, like, a tier list before, but I'm going to try to do the thing where you order them in the tiers, too. And we're going to hopefully make someone angry. So, I would probably put Jigglypuff at the bottom
That's
of
what I
Is a
was
Smash
thinking,
Without them. The other one I was thinking, and this might be controversial, and it's only because of a rumor, I think, Ness. So, we haven't had a new Earthbound or, you know, Mother game since, like, Mother 3, and then them releasing the first game as Earthbound Beginnings, right? Which,
that's true.
Also, that wasn't Ness.
Nah, that was a different boy who looks just like him.
Exactly. It's like, oh, let's just recolor him. If I remember right, there was a rumor going around that Lucas was supposed to take Ness's place in Brawl, I think?
That sounds familiar to me.
So, I don't know. I'm probably gonna just put him like just above Jigglypuff.
I think it's probably a good placement. Because Ness is one that I was thinking too. I just have I've got way too much bias about the original cast.
Oh yeah.
So it's just, I hear the thought of like, oh, maybe Ness would be out of the game. I'm like, oh, you can't do that, but yeah, you can totally do that. Right, the essence of Psychic Boy from the Mother series, like Lucas is right there. He's the most recent one.
Right. Although, like, for a Western fan, we know Ness more.
That's true.
I don't know how much, like, we have to also understand it. If they're going to go with one or the other, they're probably going to go with Lucas, if Lucas is more popular in Japan.
I think you're right in thinking this way.
I don't know if he is or not. I'm always just going to think, like, what is Nintendo of Japan going to do? Because that's what's going to matter. So.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong?
I mean, that's the big guy.
That is the big guy.
There's unlockable characters. There's Bowser, but like if you think of Smash Brothers big guy, it's Donkey Kong.
I mean, I don't, because
Ganondorf's pretty large,
Bowser.
but like it's Donkey Kong. That man is huge.
But I main Bowser, so I'm like, yeah. But you're right though. Like, probably I would honestly say probably above Luigi. I think Donkey Kong would be more likely to be in a Smash game than Luigi is if one of them were to be cut for some reason.
That's what I was thinking too. I'm like, if they're really, I don't think they would do this for the sake of making a big project that's designed to make money based on the previous Smash Brothers games. I don't think they would cut Luigi. I don't think they would cut most of the character. Maybe not.
Well, we're gonna get to some characters.
We'll get to it. Personally, I'm again skipping through it. I don't think any of the Smash 64 characters are gonna get cut. But I think there is an argument to be made about Ness and Jigglypuff.
Right. Jigglypuff just seems like a weird, like, we made Kirby, and then we made Kirby again. So,
I mean, yeah, like Jigglypuff, to my knowledge, Jigglypuff was kind of thrown into the game as a joke character. and then ended up working really well in the engine.
I mean, I thought Jigglypuff was thrown in because it was just like, oh, we can just take the movement from Kirby, put it on a Pokemon, and then new Pokemon rep.
Right.
Like, you couldn't make, like, you know, Blastoise out of Samus, but you can make a Jigglypuff out of Kirby.
Yes, you could. You're just not thinking enough.
You know what? You're right. My bad. They're going to take out Mario and put in Funky Kong. You heard it here first, folks. Slab knows their uncle works at Nintendo.
In the same logic of putting Blastoise over Samus, I think it's in Nintendo's best interest to just no more Mario games. It's now Funky Kong games.
Just Funky Kong. Okay.
Super Funky Kong Wonder.
I mean, he's only had the one game, and how well did that work out? I have no idea.
Super Funky Kong Wonder featuring all new Funky mode.
Okay.
The Legend of Funky Kong.
The Legend of the Funk.
I'm just all I'm saying is if Nintendo wants money, if Nintendo wants more money, like it's right there. It's right there for them.
It's right. They should just make Funky Kong and everything. Like, come on. Link.
I still think it's interesting. It makes sense, but I still think it's interesting that they totally changed his design based on Breath of the Wild, because it's been the green suit for so long.
Yeah.
But I think as a character, just in some form, Link's got to stay.
Slab says Link is definitely getting cut. Who even knows that character? I know, very niche property. Not a whole lot of people really enjoy Legend of Zelda games. So
Link is that dude with the blue hair and like near the middle, right?
Yeah.
Because we can't be talking about top left. That's Zelda.
This one, right?
Yeah, that's Link.
Yeah, that's Link. That's Link right there. I honestly, I could see him over DK. Just like it, if you're going by non-crossover franchises Nintendo has, Zelda's the second pillar.
Even just current day popularity, I'm like, it's Mario and Zelda. Those are the two.
Yeah. Well,
You gotta
think about
Link.
it too. Like, how many Mario games, like full-blown Mario games, do we get on every console versus Zelda? Right?
We get
like
a lot
even
of Zelda games.
N64 had 2, GameCube had 2, Wii had 2, Wii U doesn't count.
Wait, GameCube had 3.
3?
4 swords.
4 swords. I don't know. That seems like a weird. I was gonna say party game. Party
It's a
gimmick.
spin-off game. I'll give you that it's a spin-off game. It doesn't feel like a quote-unquote mainline Zelda, but I'm like, it counts.
It
Technically,
should,
it
yeah,
counts.
yeah. I'll give you that. But like I feel like Zelda's matched Mario or outpaced him in like the amount of mainline games.
Yeah.
Mario is just like, I'm gonna make every side game, and y'all are gonna love it.
Mario Billiards.
So, well, I gotta turn off my fan. I'm actually shivering.
Ooh.
It's a new experience for me.
Hold out.
But yeah,
Mario Billiards. That's another free one for Nintendo if you want to make more money.
they made fucking pinball with that little man.
They did. It wasn't very good.
Yeah.
I didn't
But
like
still-
it very much.
They still did it.
They did.
Speaking
They did
of
yeah,
Wii
you're just
pinball
about-
games,
I'm like, they did Metroid pinball.
he sure did.
You played as the ball was a little Samus and zooped around, and it was probably as bad as Mario pinball.
I didn't play it, so I don't know. But
I played it for like a minute.
Samus becomes a ball. There's
That's
more
cool.
precedence there.
It, it's definitely a cooler pinball game, but is it good? I don't know.
Probably not.
I don't know, man. I don't think it's very good.
Do we think over Luigi or no?
I mean,
I love the Metroid games we played so far, even though Dread kind of frustrated me a little bit. But I just don't think Metroid's as important.
a lot of this is I'm thinking of it from the standpoint of Nintendo. Like, what would be monetarily a smart idea for Nintendo, because if they're going to try to pitch it to their core audience, which is side note, which is everybody, but if they're really in a theoretical world where they're actually cutting characters, which I mean they got after Ultimate, but in the world that they're cutting characters, Metroid, I'm looking at Marth and Ike and like the millions of the other Fire Emblem characters, and
look, we're gonna get to them.
We'll get there. At this point, I feel like Fire Emblem is a significantly more popular game than Metroid is. They're still making current Metroid. Like Metroid Dread was what, last year, a couple years ago?
Like 2 years ago. We just got the remaster of Prime, and supposedly Prime 4 is being worked on. So
we did. I forgot about those. For that reason alone, I'm just like, maybe Samus would. I would put Samus right below Luigi.
Okay.
I still think Samus is like essential.
Oh, of course.
Just given the way that Nintendo games are and their legacy and everything, and Smash Brothers as like a Nintendo legacy referential game.
Yeah.
But I'm like, man, I don't know.
I agree. I think it's like a very important series to Nintendo, especially for like mature audiences. Like,
is it Smash without the funny big laser?
Well, I mean, we had 2 Smashes with a funny big laser. So.
And missiles?
We actually had 1 Smash without the missiles too. So.
But is Smash 64? I'm changing the subject of the stream. Is Smash 64 really a Smash Brothers game?
Honestly, no. It was a tech demo, and they just got away with selling it. So
Smash 64 is my favorite tech demo, easily.
Mine is Astro's Playroom.
I understand.
No cap.
Wait, I just remembered Rusty's Real Deal Baseball.
Was that? I feel like that was actually a tech demo for them to see if people would pay for extra content.
I don't
know.
Upon saying it, I realized immediately, like, that's not a tech demo. That game is not a tech demo. That came out really late in the 3DS's lifespan. That's just a funny dog game where they try to get as much money out of you as they can. Oh God.
So Dark Samus, I think. What are your thoughts on Dark Samus?
Immediate feeling is probably not. I think
I was hovering between no clue and probably not.
I was thinking of even like, is it Smash with them? But like, I think that's a little much. I would put Dark Samus in probably not.
Okay, I mean, Dark Samus did have an assist trophy in Smash 4, so it was in Smash 4, just not, you know, a playable character. Being an Echo, I'll be honest, a lot of the Echo fighters, we're definitely going to rate them lower than the fighter they're based on. Maybe by a tier or 3, clearly. So
it's also like something that I've been told multiple times and read multiple times is that Echo fighters, clone characters, whatever you want to call them, are, I think, also have a higher likelihood of maybe being included in the game because they're just easier to make. The resources are already there. The animations are mostly just copy paste. Like Daisy is almost exactly the same, for instance.
I believe Daisy is exactly the same. There was a difference and they patched it out.
Darn. Oh yeah, I remember that. That was
if
with
I
like
remember right. I think Dark Samus is actually interesting because Dark Samus doesn't share a lot of animations, or nearly as many animations with the base character, which I think makes it cooler. I just don't know if Dark Samus has the staying power. Like, Daisy makes sense, because Daisy's in all the sports games. Dark Samus, as far as I know, has been in 2 Metroid games, and it's just like, that's not a whole lot of staying power.
That's true.
Maybe it'll depend if it's back in Metroid Prime 4. No spoilers, because I want to play those games too.
Metroid Prime goes incredibly hard. I will give it that. But again, staying power, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. We're talking the theoretical cutting characters. I think Dark Samus is probably one that's gonna leave. Anyway, I have a controversial take.
Yes.
Just sliding right into our next character.
Okay.
I think Kirby goes above Mario.
So I was actually gonna propose this. We know Sakurai. Did Sakurai? I forget. Did he retire?
I don't know. I don't know.
So
I
here's
think
the thing:
still...
if Sakurai's working on the next Smash Bros, Kirby's above Mario. If not, Kirby's probably below Luigi.
That makes me sad.
I know, but it is true.
I think you might be right. I don't know. I just even still though, when I was a kid, personal bias. When I was a kid and I saw Smash Brothers for the first time, the character select of Smash 64, even Melee, I was like, "Who's that little fella without all the details and the characters? That's a circle. That's a circle with eyeballs. I want to be that."
Right, and I think Sakurai stated before, like, Kirby's the best character to get to know the game on purpose.
Yeah.
Because he can also sample every character's moveset.
Right.
So.
I'm team put Kirby above Mario. Okay. Personally. I understand where you're coming.
I will be too, because I also think Sakurai's gone on record saying he can't see another Smash Bros. Game without him. And while I think that's actually kind of pretentious, I think if anyone mentions it, like, he's at the water cooler one day, and someone happens to be walking by, not even part of Nintendo, just he hears someone say, "You hear they're making a new Smash Bros." He will launch himself out the window towards the Nintendo HQ to be like, "I am directing this shit."
That's true. He's gonna work himself to the bone. He already has.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, it's a problem. But this isn't a discussion about Sakurai. It's now a discussion about Yoshi.
I'm gonna put Yoshi. I'm looking at
Luigi.
I'm like, if we're both feeling it, I'm like, I don't know. I'll give the call to you. It's either before or after Luigi.
It is. I would probably put. Oh, this is rough. I love Yoshi specifically in Super Mario World. Everything else, I'm just kind of like bleh on him.
I played a lot of the Yoshi games growing up, so I just kind of... Yoshi was one of the few characters that I recognized from original Smash Brothers when I was little. I was like, oh, that's the dinosaur from Yoshi's Story where you eat all the fruit.
Oh, see, I never played that. So, I'm gonna go... Again, I think it depends on who's in charge and if they want to differentiate the roster more or not. Well, I don't think it matters too much, but we'll put him under Luigi.
I think that's a good call.
Okay.
Obviously, the spin-off games aren't nearly as popular as like the mainline Mario games, especially for Nintendo sales and everything, but they still do well. And I mean, Yoshi's in Super Mario Wonder. Right,
yeah. As both, like, if I remember correctly, like a playable character and the Yoshis you can ride, I think.
Maybe.
Figure that one out.
That sounds right.
I do love Kirby too.
I'm looking at Fox, and I'm feeling all kinds of conflicted.
Yeah.
Because the Nintendo person, the Nintendo fan, the regrettable Nintendo fan in me is like, all right, he goes in the list somewhere, probably below Samus, above Ness, below Samus. And I think that's probably my like realistic take, because there hasn't been a Star Fox game in a while. They've kind of dropped
been a good Star Fox game in even longer.
That's true. But the thing is, the horribly poisoned, biased Melee player in me is like, Fox is the first character on this list.
Do we need to make
Fox goes above Kirby, and it's just that's not how it works.
No. Unfortunately, as much as I wish it was, no.
Especially on the internet, like even if you don't play competitive Melee, PM, whatever, but Melee in particular, it's still like people know Fox. People know like
Right.
Fox is the top tier character. It's been memed to death. It's Fox. It's Fox.
It is Fox. It is
It's
Fox.
Fox.
But I do think looking at him like with his games and how much people play them and stuff, I do think he's around Samus's level. I don't know if it would be above or below. If you asked me like before Dread was announced where I'd put Fox, it would be above Samus. But now,
Right.
probably below, because he is kind of like in a dormant franchise. Although we did get Star Fox 2 that one time, so that was pretty cool.
We did. I wasn't the biggest fan of that game, but we did get it.
We did get it.
And it ran better than original Star Fox, but Star Fox was one of those games that original Star Fox on the Super Nintendo was one of those impressive at the time games because it's got the 3D. They used a particular chip or something. I don't really know.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa, it's 3D and that's cool. And the frame rate is like 15 frames per second or 20 or something like that. It's slow.
And
it hurts
everyone
my
at the
head.
time was like, "We're living in the future."
Yeah.
And then the N64 came out, and everyone was like, "Oh, we knew nothing."
Yeah. Still a very cool game. It's still a very good looking game. The art direction's very cool,
Oh yeah,
but it's very difficult to play.
definitely. I mean, I wasn't good at the good Star Fox games, or even the newer ones that are worse. So,
Yeah.
Pikachu
Pikachu goes above Mario.
above Mario.
And I'm only saying this because, listen, if they're
If they're not going to put the quality control in the mainline Pokemon games, they should at least put. I mean, they're going to use Pikachu as much as they can to make money, so they might as well use him in Smash Brothers as a marketing tactic. So, I mean, might as well.
You have a good point.
all I'm saying is it's Pikachu. Everyone loves
It's
Pikachu.
Pikachu. See, I was gonna say just under Mario, because it is Mario. And I
More
think
realistically, I think that's a better call.
I think like Nintendo's gonna put Mario in their game. Pokemon Company's going to put Pikachu in Nintendo's game. So
Yeah.
if they're even allowed to, because you know how weird the Pokemon Company is. Remember, I think it was Yoshi's Woolly World that had amiibo support, and it was like, you can get all these cool costumes of all these characters, and then if you scan a Pokemon, you get a shirt that says Pokemon.
I do remember that.
It was something like that. So
I don't even think it
ridiculous.
was like a shirt. I don't even think they acknowledged it was Pokemon. I think it was just like, you got a random color.
No,
You got the- you
I
got
remember
the-
it being something very specific, but I think it was like every Pokemon got you the same thing.
You got the Yoshi with the amiibo icon on it.
That might have been it.
I feel
That
like
might have
that's
actually been
accurate.
it.
Yoshi's
Captain
Woolly World.
Captain Falcon, I think.
Captain Falcon is getting a resurgence with F-Zero. Please not like this. Please don't make me. I wanted F-Zero 99. Everyone loves it. It's a million copies, free game. Everyone play that game.
much
Play
have
it
you
so that
played it?
Nintendo will make a new F-Zero. We need it. We need it. We need it. Put him in the top of the F.
How much have
Kirby.
you played F-Zero 99, Steven?
Not much, but put him above Kirby though.
I can't. I love this man, and I want his games to come out. I want them to be made and come out, but they haven't. Look, he is a Smash Brothers character. They happened to put in a game before Smash Brothers came out.
Yes. He at this point, for actual, I think he goes above Fox because while like there's the element of Fox of not having a recent Star Fox game happen, but like him still being an icon or whatever. Captain Falcon is a Smash. He's an adopted Smash Brothers character.
It's
That's just what he
at
is
this
now.
point. Yeah.
Like, it doesn't really matter at this point if they make new. I want there to be a new F-Zero. I can't stress that enough. But even if there isn't one, I don't think it matters. I think they can still put him in there as a legacy character because people love Captain Falcon.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I'd be happy if they just remastered GX, put it on the Switch with online play. Done.
Yeah.
Wrap it up. Let me buy it. But
Call it a
we
day.
haven't gotten there yet. So
They did the Pikmin 1+2 thing. Might as well do it with F-Zero.
yeah, but unfortunately, Pikmin 1+2 would sell. So
Come on, game designers.
what's wrong,
Get
game
with it.
designers? Making bad decisions.
Make up your mind. You really game designers.
So Peach is our first
I
Melee
actually-
entry.
At this point, I think Peach is also a shoo-in. I think Peach is above Ness.
Yeah,
Probably
no,
actually even above, like, Samus. Just because Mario.
just because
You gotta have a
Mario.
girl. You gotta have a girl
You
in
gotta
there.
have a girl. You're right.
There was one girl in Smash 64, and everyone thought she was a boy.
It's true. It is true. Yeah, you know what? I would actually probably put her above Yoshi then.
I think that's a good call, too.
I think she has enough, like, just
You're telling me
Character,
that
no.
Metroid is a girl? There's no way. I don't believe it.
there's no way. Honestly, I forgot for a second. And I just finished playing through Fusion and Dread. But yeah, no, you're like, we need like the girly girl, and like that's just Peach to a T. You know, it's like Peach and Zelda, but like more Peach.
Yeah.
And she's also like, isn't she like top tier or something? She's up there.
She's really good.
Yeah.
I don't know about top tier. She's really good though. She's really good in Melee. She's really good in Ultimate. She's also really difficult.
Right, because you gotta
At
do
a
like
high level.
float combos and
Yeah, you have to do like
whatnot.
these weird cancels and stuff, but she's very, very good. And she's the princess of the Mushroom Kingdom.
That's where Mario lives. Sometimes.
You know who?
I think it depends on
You
the
know, you know who
continuity.
doesn't live in the Mushroom Kingdom?
Oh, are you gonna tell me?
It's Daisy. It's Daisy.
It's
Daisy lives
Daisy.
in Sarasaland, I think is what it's called. I personally want to. I want to put her in No Clue.
Yeah, like I don't want to put her as low as Dark Samus, because like I was saying earlier, she has way more staying power. She's been in, I think, every sports game since tennis, which I think is all of them.
I feel like it would also be a very easy move for Nintendo. I mean, we're gonna get to Zelda, but it would be a very
gonna
easy
get to
move for
Zelda.
Nintendo to be like, it's another girl, and she's like Peach. That would be easy to program and add
Yeah.
to game.
I do want a rework of her.
Me
There's
too.
actually a lot of characters we've already like. I want a rework of Mario. I want a rework of DK. I want at least one goddamn move that lets him throw a fucking barrel. Please, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, Mario. I mean, Link got a little bit of the Link. I think had the most impressive rework, just with
Oh,
the
yeah.
bombs alone and animations and everything.
But that was kind of recent. Before that, it was
It
like
was.
Mario got Flood, and Link got Gale Boomerang, and I
That's
think that
true.
was it. Well, they changed Luigi a lot, but that was from the first game to Melee. So, also Samus, I think, could use a rework after like all these other games have come out. So. Bowser. My heart wants to say above DK, but realistically, I would probably put him behind Peach.
Luke is saying probably. I don't know if I agree with that. If any compromise between those two opinions, I'm just like maybe like no, it's Bowser. It's Bowser.
It's
You got to
Bowser.
have him
It's-
in there.
Like, look at all the big bads we have on screen. Bowser is the most recognizable, except for maybe Sephiroth.
I'm
But
thinking
we're gonna get to him.
That's true. I'm thinking what did you say? Below Peach or above Peach?
Below Peach, I could see them adding like the female character in before, like Donkey Kong originally was a villain, like original Donkey Kong. So like that could be like the villain rep.
I think
If
that's a good
need
call
be.
though. I think right below Peach is probably a good spot.
Yeah.
Because it's also it's Nintendo. If it's Nintendo, there's one exception. We'll get to it. But if it's Nintendo, I just assume like that's probably a shoe-in. It's probably guaranteed.
So Ice Climbers.
I think they're getting cut.
Do you think so?
Personally, I think
Okay.
I don't think they're in Is It Smash Without Them category. I think I would put them. Oh man, I would put them above Dark Samus in Probably Not.
Okay.
Because
they got cut once,
they did.
but that was supposedly because of hardware limitations.
Exactly. What my thinking though is that Ice Climbers, again, we're thinking of the mentality of this character being cut.
Right.
Like we're going with minimal Smash Brothers here. And Luigi, I think of like I'm thinking about clone characters for a second. Luigi, I think, is probably the only exception. I think Luigi is the one that's like you got to put them in the top because it's Luigi.
He's also
It's
like
just
not
wrong.
really a clone anymore.
Right.
Like he's got his
Even-
own side B, like a bunch of his own moves, and like they're similar but not
Luigi.
the same. So
Steven, were the Ice Climbers broken at some point? Yes. Like at
yeah,
least
chain
twice.
grabs and brawl and melee.
Infinite chain grabs and brawl and wobbling and melee, which is basically
Okay.
the same thing. I think Ultimate is probably their healthiest iteration. They're very scary in P+, PM.
Oh, I bet. But everyone's scary in that, so it doesn't count.
That's true. They're not broken. They fix them. They don't have infinites. They just have very, very scary throw combos. But my point is, I think they go in Probably Not because it's Ice Climbers from the game Ice Climber from the NES.
I don't even know how many appearances they've had after that, just as cameos. So
I
yeah,
think that's it. I think it's just Smash Brothers. They added Ice Climbers as a fun idea for a puppet-like character. Like, that's not even really a thing in other fighters. Like, the way that Ice Climbers work is you press a button, most of the time. Special moves
Right.
are a little bit different. But most of the time, you press a button, and then you have, like, a hammer swing, and then the exact same hammer swing right behind them.
right. I
Like,
can
it's
think
just
of
a-
one example, and it's Tao Kaka's install from Blaze Blue.
That's what I was gonna say. Like Tao Kaka's install or Chun-Li's kicks. Or just the whole in Street Fighter Alpha, one of the like special meters that you can do is called V-ism. And you press a button and then you go into this like quote unquote custom combo move. It's just that. You're just playing as Ice Climbers with all your moves for a second. They all hit twice. If you throw a projectile, it throws two of them. There's like a little bit of a delay. It's the same exact thing. But they decided to make it an entire character, and that's very cool. But it's Ice Climbers for the NES. I don't think
Yeah.
personally, if they're trying to keep it minimal and only use these characters that have tremendous staying power, I think Ice Climber's probably getting cut.
Okay.
I don't agree with that decision, but I
you
think
that's most likely. Yeah, no,
I think that's
I can
likely.
see. Yeah, no, I get you. I hear you. I do agree. So we'll leave them there.
Sheik.
Sheik? So here's the thing, right? It's weird since Zelda and Sheik were the same character at one point, and they were a package deal. And then they were just like, 3DS can't handle that. Let's move Sheik. So I'm kind of like,
I forgot that that's the reason they did that.
oh yeah. They would have to load in a whole another character. There's no way they could like if you had like 4 people playing as Zelda, I'm pretty sure if you pressed down B, your 3DS would catch fire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that'd be funny. Yeah.
Sheik, whatever happens, is going to be lower than Zelda.
I'm thinking. I don't know if this is a spicy take. As far as chronological, whatever relevance of current day video games, and again, I'm not to sound like a broken record, but I'm gonna sound like a broken record. Games being relevant, Nintendo trying to make a theoretical minimal Smash Brothers where a lot of characters are cut for like importance in video games.
Mm-hmm.
Ocarina is great. It's not that great. It's not that relevant. It's not that relevant anymore. It's not the most recent game.
Right.
And like even we'll get to it in a second with Zelda, because even Zelda's redesign, they did like the
Link to the Past.
Link to the Past, like Link Between Worlds, like a very different looking Zelda. Sheik is only a reference to Ocarina of Time. And Ocarina of Time, while it's Ocarina of Time, people love that game. It's great. It's not recent.
Yeah.
So I honestly, from just thinking about the other characters that are in the game, Sheik is probably going to go at or near the top of probably.
After
I still think
everything you were saying, I thought you were going to say probably not.
No.
After everything, we were like, this is going to be a spicy take. She's not relevant anymore. Does anyone even like her? Why is she here? She's probably in.
Here's the thing about Sheik. They're stinky. They're from a dead game on the N64. Too many polygons. Ew, pointy nose. Absolutely represented in the game. Put him at the top.
No,
I think Sheik is similar to the Captain Falcon effect, that they're Smash Bros. Character now.
Yeah, I can agree to that. I just expected it to be so much lower. So much lower. But yeah, no, I do agree. Like, the relevance is, like, not there, but, like, we have one other ninja character who will probably be staying, I'm gonna be honest.
That's true.
But, you know, she was the first. She's got her own cool skill set that's more ninja. Well, maybe not more ninja. More probably practical ninja, and the other one's more fantastical ninja, if that makes sense. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
I do. I just realized that my microphone might be picking up your voice a little bit, so I need to make
a little
adjustment for that. I'm sorry.
That's
there we
okay.
Go. Can you say bingo bongo dingo dongo?
Bingo bongo dingo dongo?
It's weird. It's not showing up on the thing. All right. Anyway.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, Sheik, cool. Like what ninjas, like closer to what ninjas probably did. So, yeah, I'll agree with that. But I'll say she's probably gonna be low on probably for me. After everything you said, you convinced me.
Cool. My point was just that Ocarina of Time isn't new anymore. Hell, it's not even good anymore.
It's not even old anymore. It's ancient.
It's not even true. I love Ocarina. I think it's really good.
Oh, I think it's overrated, but
it's hella overrated. But I also still think, like, personal taste and bias, it's great. It's a great game. But there's a lot of problems with it, and it's aged. It's stinky.
It was a good first 3D Zelda.
It's a fun adventure game, and as a little boy in the year 1825, it was a wonderful game to play, to experience the third dimension of video gaming with a little green man. That's how I feel about Zelda.
All right.
That's how I feel about Ocarina of Time.
That's how we feel. Well, how do you feel about Zelda?
Zelda, I would actually put above. Man.
It's rough.
Yoshi?
Like I was gonna say I want to put her in the top tier.
I'm like, she's really high up there because she's the titular Zelda.
She's the Zelda. She's the one that always gets confused with Link.
She's the one who has the sword and fights evil in green.
Yeah, I'd probably put her between Bowser and Yoshi as well.
That's the second time I've made that joke, by the way. If I make it again, feel free to just end the Discord.
Yeah, I'll do the rest by myself. It'd probably be better that way. Yeah, no, I think I can agree. I think she's iconic enough. You probably see her more in Zelda games than you see Peach in Mario games, where, you know, they're not playable. Like when they're the damsel in distress, you know?
Right.
So,
I'm just thinking similar mentality of you gotta have female rep in your games.
Right.
You gotta. It's an enormous demographic. It's like, man, I was just thinking about it's like half, possibly more. No, it's like it's an enormous demographic that needs to be covered and represented in your characters, and it's Zelda. That's Zelda.
Yeah. No,
gotta have her. Give us the Zelda.
Also, she's like the magical character too. Like a couple of the characters have like magical stuff to them, but she's the one that is usually casting spells like Din's Fire and Nehru's Love and all that.
Right, she's a cool magic character.
Yeah. So that's a good placement. They probably make her more Tears of the Kingdom. I would hope so. I would definitely hope so. If not Tears of the Kingdom, then whatever they're going to be cooking up next. It depends on when the Smash Bros. Comes out, of course. So. Dr. Mario, I'm going to be honest. I'm sitting between probably not and is it Smash with them?
Yeah, I'm thinking probably not.
Because, I mean, I would, in that case, I would probably put him above Dark Samus. It's like, if Dark Samus is getting in, Dr. Mario's getting in.
I just had a very silly thought of we should probably bump up Dr. Mario because by technicality it is still Mario.
But he's also already been cut once.
That's true. That's true.
Whereas Ice Climbers only got cut because they couldn't make it work. Dr. Mario, they looked at him and said, sorry, your PhD is not good enough.
I put Slab is upset because they can no longer hear your voice because I put in headphones because I wanted to prevent the audio from bleeding through. Anyway,
I'm sorry, Slab. You're just gonna have to have the viewer experience instead.
Let me go back into my user settings and turn up the sensitivity a little bit so it doesn't cut off my voice completely. Okay, there we go. Yeah, Dr. Mario, the last Dr. Mario game was on the N64, and people do not talk about Dr. Mario 64 the way that they talk about
The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
So I think it's probably not.
I do have to let you know, there was a Dr. Luigi game and also a Dr. Mario
That's
phone
true.
game.
I forgot.
Don't forget about the phone game. Those are an important pillar in Nintendo's money now, and I hate it.
Shoot, I forgot that people love Dr. Mario. I forgot about that.
No, that
my
game
brain
closed.
just goes
They
every
don't care.
Every single time that I think of Dr. Mario, I'm like, oh, it's Tetris, but not as good. And then I move on with my life and like eat a cheeseburger. But other people play it. And you gotta factor in. You gotta factor in other people.
That being said, I still think with him being cut once, they were just like, we had enough Mario characters. You also have to think, like, if we are cutting characters, we want to cut down on Mario characters. And we haven't been doing a good job of that.
Yeah.
So, what's up, Aardvark?
Put Mario
Math.
Put Mario Math in Smash. Put DK Jr. Math in Smash. As a stage.
Honestly, DK Jr. would kind of slap. Like,
Hello,
make
Mario.
DK Jr. an Echo Fighter of Donkey Kong, but like faster and less powerful.
That'd be fun. I would love that.
But also not Diddy. Like, more like a mid-fighter like Mario.
I want DK Jr. Math. I want to play DK Jr. Math right now. But Steven, isn't that just a calculator? Yes.
We'll get you a calculator, don't worry.
Thank you, Sean. I need it.
Pichu, I'm actually putting in the bottom. I think Pichu's really funny. You mentioned Jigglypuff being put in as a joke character. Pichu was an actual joke character. So
I think that's accurate as well. I think that is an accurate and sound take.
I would rather them put Raichu in over Pichu, but that's also personal bias.
I think in fighting games there needs to be. I think at this point, it's almost a requirement. It's not, but for hyperbole's sake, it's almost a requirement to have some kind of joke character in a game. Just to some extent, like a really, really bad character that you play in order to play a really, really bad character.
We already have
Olimar,
so
it's not. Yeah, exactly. It's not as common these days in like modern fighters, but I still think that there's a very important place for it. That said, yeah, I'll allow it. That's Pikachu, but baby. Super fun. One cutie pie. Love them. It's Pichu.
Yeah.
They can get cut.
No, yeah, honestly, I think if we're cutting characters, and we already have so many Pokemon, not to mention ones that will be coming in the future that we'll probably get in, I think Pichu's where we have to like draw a line. Also, the fact that Pichu was like top tier when Ultimate came out And they were just like, no, we can't have that. I don't know
Yeah.
what Pichu is now, but it's not top tier, and it makes me sad.
Yeah.
So
I actually think they should nerf Pichu a little more. Because Pichu's still really good.
Oh, are they? Okay. Well, still.
Not
We'll just
amazing. Like they're not Pichu's not getting
outta
the same
here.
tournament results for like competitive or whatever, but
Uh-huh.
it's just I think when you choose Pichu on the character select screen, you should know going into it that when you press buttons, you're gonna eat 30 damage from yourself.
Yeah.
And that's hilarious.
See, it's funny when Yoshimitsu does it. I'm kind of whatever on it when Pichu does it.
I think Yoshimitsu is also a good example because Yoshimitsu is not a joke character, but is a very funny character. That with the way that he works,
That
you
is true.
could consider him a joke-like character, but like he's not that.
But he's kind of that.
He's kind of that.
Okay.
He does the pogo stick thing forever, and you can't. No
All
one
right,
can hit him.
We gotta talk about Falco. We can't keep talking about Pichu.
Okay, back to the tier list.
Falco.
I have some thoughts.
I would love to hear them because I have no idea.
All right, so Falco, I think, is going in. This is a spicy one. No clue. I was gonna be spicy. I was thinking of putting him in probably not, but I'm gonna put him in no clue
Okay.
because while he's
Probably
cool,
above Daisy, right?
I think, yeah, probably above Daisy. I think that the people that like most of the people, it's just a wild guess, but I believe the overwhelming majority at this point, factoring in Star Fox's like legacy, new games that are coming out, e.g. none of them, and that people just think of Fox and Falco for Melee or whatever. Like the people that play Falco and want Falco to be in Smash Brothers are playing Melee still.
Yeah. No,
Like, I don't think
I do agree.
I don't think it's happening.
Like, if we got a new Star Fox game that was like critically acclaimed for once, I would say like, yeah, we'll put them in probably. But right now, where it stands, where we haven't had like a decent entry in a long time, I don't know if we have the room.
Yeah.
I don't know. That being said, I don't want to see him go. I just understand if he is gone, you know?
Right. I would love to see a critically acclaimed Star Fox game. I mean, I'd love to see a new Star Fox game, but I would squeak.
Nintendo
I would
just
squeak.
port Star Fox Adventures. Everyone loved that game.
No, not that. Don't do that. I want to address a comment that Slab made.
Okay.
OMG, put the Pikmin dog in Smash. Put Ochi in Smash. Put the little
only-
doggy in Smash. That'd be awesome.
Only, what's the other one? There's Ochi. There's the Ghost dog from Luigi's Mansion.
That's true.
What's the Yoshi dog?
Poochie.
Poochie.
They
You
should
have
put
to
Poochie.
make all three of those characters. Make a Pokemon trainer situation. All three of those characters are the same one, and they all have the same moveset. But when you swap between them, their attributes change. Huh?
I like it. I'll allow it because they're all puppy dogs.
And the character is just dog.
Hey, Nine.
So Marth. We were talking about Fire Emblem earlier.
Oh boy. I think Marth goes above Zelda. Personally.
I'm gonna disagree. I think Marth could go above Luigi.
Damn. I don't think.
You don't think?
I don't think. Therefore, I am not.
Water Wraith for
What?
Smash roll over the competition.
I just read that too.
It's we put it in like the Rathalos, where it's like essentially just a boss fight in a capsule.
Yeah. Oh, that would be a really good. That would be a really good assist trophy, actually.
Really good assist trophy.
Yeah. No, Martha's at least super, super high. I don't think.
Yeah.
I'll let you put Marth where you want, but I'm 100% like Marth isn't getting cut. Fire Emblem is super
Right.
popular. At this point, when people play Fire Emblem, a large percentage are like, where Marth? Where is Marth?
Right.
I'm playing as Marth now.
Like it's a joke. Like, so I want to put Marth here because, like you said earlier, it's one of Nintendo's biggest franchises now.
Right.
To the point where I think maybe not Marth the character to everybody, because not everyone's played like the first Fire Emblem, but as a representation for Fire Emblem, I think we need someone up there, and I don't think there's a better character to do that with, because
Right.
everyone else has kind of lost, you know, notoriety, because
It's
like,
like
the games pass, you get new ones, and you have to learn all new characters.
It's like this kind of falls in line to me with the Ocarina of Time thing with Sheik that I was talking about, but it's like the opposite. I feel like it's the opposite with Marth, where Marth represents, like, Sheik represents a specific game in the series, where
Right.
Marth represents a specific series
In a game, yeah.
in a game.
Absolutely.
Even in New Fire Emblem, in Fire Emblem Engage, there's the whole ring system, and they have like all the lords, and
Oh, yeah.
Marth is there. So like they try to make him relevant. That
Right.
like every Fire Emblem game, they try to have some kind of, or at least the recent ones, they try to have some kind of reference back to like, oh yeah, Marth was here. Remember Fire Emblem 1? Fire Emblem 1. It was the first one.
Excuse me, Fates also have like amiibo support at some point?
I
You can get
think
Marth
so.
in that.
Awakening, I can only assume Fates did the same thing, but Awakening had this thing with like there were like spirit characters, and
Okay.
Marth was one of the first ones. Like you didn't even have to buy any of the DLC, and you could get Marth.
Right. I remember too, Fire Emblem Warriors, not Three Hopes, just Warriors. There were like 2, maybe 3 games, and one was like his game, and the other one was like Fates, and I think Awakening. It was like those 3 games.
Yeah,
So, like, Marth is the face of Fire Emblem, like you've basically been saying. So I think he needs to be high up because of
Yeah.
that. So
I think so too.
I don't think Byleth would be in that spot, despite being the newest Fire Emblem character. Maybe whatever the next Fire Emblem is would be
That was
in
my thought
spot.
too. We're gonna get to the other Fire Emblem characters, and I got some spicy takes there, or maybe they're
Okay.
not that spicy.
They're probably
But-
not that spicy. It's probably pretty cold.
Yeah. Like, Byleth is very cool, and I personally like him a lot. But the only reason he's there is because he was the most recent Fire Emblem game. Like,
Yeah.
if it was Allier or whatever their name is from Engage, if that had come out at the same time, that's the character that would have gotten into Smash Brothers, just
Right.
because they were relevant at the time.
Right. Marth, you could exchange for just about any Fire Emblem character when that game comes out around Smash's launch time. So. Lucina, though.
Man, probably not.
Echo Fighter from a game that came out, I think, 10 years ago at this point. I don't think
Yeah.
she's gonna make it. I like her as an alternative to Marth without the tipper mechanic, but
Same. I think she's very, very cool, but as far as continuing on to the next game, not getting cut, etc., theoretical minimal Smash Brothers, I don't think she's going to be in it again.
yeah. I would either put her above Dr. Mario or behind Daisy.
I would put her behind Daisy. Nah, I don't know. I'm like,
Do you think the Ice Climbers are gonna have less of a chance being Smash Brothers characters at this point?
I think that the Ice Climbers actually have a little bit more of a chance.
Yeah.
But again, it's like, maybe we should even bump up the Ice Climbers to no clue.
Do you think so?
Because
Yeah,
I just, like,
I'm okay with that.
my thought is, if they wouldn't make it, it's because they're from an NES game.
Yeah.
But they're like, at this point, they're also kind of quintessential Smash Brothers. Like,
Right.
the gimmick of the Ice Climbers is that there's 2 of them. That's really funny and really distinct to Smash Brothers. But I don't know, maybe they'll get cut, who knows?
No clue.
No clue.
No clue. Young Link, I think, presents an interesting discussion as well because of Link's rework.
Related to that, minimal case scenario, I think, I'm skipping ahead to Toon Link. I think
Okay.
Young Link and Toon Link are both getting cut.
Okay. I
love
can
them.
agree with that.
I love them, but Young Link especially, Young Link is like a double part of it, where it's the Ocarina of Time thing, and also it's another Link. Like from a casual perspective, and a looking at the character select screen, that is the same character.
Yeah,
That's the same guy.
that's my problem with the Links. I do like that they brought Young Link back. When
I mean, also side note, lore wise, no, it's not the same guy. I know, it's being facetious.
well, yeah, no, but like it is. Like we have like, you know, Champion of the Wild, whatever Link, and then we have like old Link's moveset kind of in Young Link.
Right.
So like sort of. And then we have like the really fast, more flashy Toon Link. And I like that enough. But at this point I'm just like, just change the characters. Like I don't even care if their movesets are the same. Give me something like a little newer. You know?
I think if they I just had a thought of DLC and I'm thinking they would do DLC packs. I'm like, maybe they would do a Link and like a Young Link and Toon Link DLC,
Maybe.
if anything.
I mean, I would hope not.
Yeah,
I
me
don't-
too.
I don't. We've talked about this in private before, but I don't like being sold the same character that I've played a previous entry as. If that makes sense. Like, who was like Lucas?
It was Lucas and Roy in
it was
Smash
Roy?
4.
Right. Okay. And Mewtwo, sort of, but I got him for free for getting both of the games. Like, I didn't like having to pay for them again,
Yeah, that felt really bad.
especially where they were essentially Echo Fighters.
Yep.
I pay for Echo Fighters. What the fuck was I thinking? What the hell?
Yeah.
I want to go slap myself. So what do you think? Toon Link,
I don't know. Probably
Amiibo?
not in
Actually,
front
I
of.
would
I
say-
think in front of Dr. Mario.
I actually think, okay. I think, yeah, he has more reason to be there than Dr. Mario, I think, so.
At this
Yeah.
point, and
Yeah.
knowing that there was some interview about the design changes and like the way that Ganondorf moved in Brawl and Smash 4. He had this very funny looking jog where his like hands were just like by his side. It looked more goofy than threatening. And in interviews, apparently it's because like making Ganondorf, Sakurai was reminded of his father or something like that. It was a very, very cute article. But anyway, for that reason alone, and because I have a tremendous bias towards Ganondorf, he's blasting right up to Is It Smash without them.
Hold on. I think you skipped by the fact that the Demon King of all evil reminds Sakurai of his father.
Yeah.
I think he needs to talk to a therapist about that, not his audience.
Well, at least to clarify, in the interview, it wasn't about that he's evil and the Lord of the Gerudos and
Just
whatever.
designing him, I get it, but he's still the king of all evil.
I think it was that he just kind of kept seeing this like old man movement in a lot of the things that he did,
Okay.
and he was like, "All right, I can't make these two big changes." And then there was pressure, and it's Ganondorf, and he was like, "Fine."
It is Ganondorf,
And then
yeah.
he changed his movement animation and stuff for Ultimate for the better, because it's more like Ganondorf now and less like a funny guy going for a jog.
Of all his designs, and we've talked about how much I don't really care for Ocarina of Time, I love Ocarina of Time's design the most. That might be because of Melee, of all things.
Yeah.
But I really didn't care
Ganondorf's
for
got
his...
a great design in Melee.
It's really good. It's really good. But I didn't care for his, Twilight Princess design, so Brawl and Smash 4 is kind of like, alright, going through the motions.
Yeah.
But then they brought the older design back, and I've got, I love it.
I also think that Ganondorf should be up there for a reason of more bad guy rep.
Yes.
Like, it's in line with Bowser.
Agree. So I was actually going to put him, like, above Ness, I think.
I think that's a
Because-
good spot.
So we have, like, Mario, Peach, Bowser, and then we have, Link, Zelda, Ganondorf. Like, those are, like, the characters I, like, think need to be in there, along with everyone else that's up there. But, like, from their respective franchises, those are the faces that need to be in the game.
Right. All right. Can I talk about a really long and elaborate explanation for Mewtwo?
Okay.
Okay. Just slap him in probably. And let's move on to Roy. So Roy, I don't.
Can't.
I don't.
I don't think so. I think he belongs in No Clue. Maybe even probably not.
Who, Mewtwo?
Yes, because he's a Pokemon. And yeah,
Oh,
he's
that's
like
true.
he's the most famous legendary Pokemon probably.
I
But
forgot
he
there's
is
a million
still
of them.
Pokemon. Yeah. And like we need more. We're going to have newer and new like 10th gen rep or something probably. So I think bottom of No
That's a
Clue
good point.
is probably where I want to put him.
I would allow Mewtwo in No Clue.
Like, I want him in. I like playing as Mewtwo. I think he's really fun.
If I might sway you to put him above Falco, because Pokemon doesn't have a. I mean, I was gonna say Pokemon doesn't have a villain. That's not true. I don't think of Pokemon as not like. Whenever I think of Pokemon, which has villains in its stories,
Yes.
I don't think of them.
I want to
much.
beat up a man in a suit.
If there was a theoretical bad guy, it's like it used to just be, it's Team Rocket who would just steal Pokemon. Like, okay, that would be represented through Pokemon Trainer, which is already a thing. But in more recent games, it's like, the big bad, some kind of ultimate being that blasts open a rift in reality, and you got to fight it with like your over-leveled like Pikachu and kill it in one hit.
I mean, you say that's new, but that's been happening since like Gen 4.
Yeah.
Dialga,
Anyway,
Palkia,
to me, Mewtwo represents like the ultimate of something bad's happening in the Pokemon world. We gotta put a stop to it. You, a child, are the only one who could do it because you have Pokemon that actually use a variety of form moves and have a balanced move team. So you gotta go take care of this. And Mewtwo, it's complicated because he like, to me, Mewtwo represents that kind of Pokemon disaster, like events, which to me I kind of internalize as like, this is the quote-unquote bad guy of Pokemon. But in actuality, Mewtwo is just a Pokemon that was just chilling out in a cave.
Yeah. No, like compared to everything. Like, here's the thing too. Most of those Pokemon are also just acting on like animalistic instinct, where Mewtwo chose willingly to sit in a cave.
Yeah.
He could have chosen to be evil. He chose not to. That being
Mewtwo's
said,
cool.
I do think he's like, of all the legendary Pokemon, probably the best legendary to be in Smash. You could argue like Zeraora, maybe, or Marshadow, maybe Zarude, one of the newer ones, but like, they're not as iconic as Mewtwo.
It's like the closest to humanoid, also.
Yeah.
I mean, Deoxys is kind of close, but like,
it definitely depends.
I'm just thinking of appendages, but like, it's Mewtwo.
It's Mewtwo.
To go back to my previous thoughts, bottom of probably. I will not explain further.
Top of No Clue. I will accept top of No Clue.
Okay, that's a good compromise. Paz just says Koraidon in all caps. What the heck is that? That sounds like a dinosaur.
It is a dinosaur.
I don't believe in.
Have you not played Scarlet
I
and
can't
Violet
say that.
yet?
I can't say I don't believe in dinosaurs because some people believe that. What did you say,
Some
Sean?
people believe you don't believe in dinosaurs, or some people believe they don't believe in
that
dinosaurs.
is what I meant. That first one.
Yeah, I don't think you believe in dinosaurs. You just told me you don't.
Thank you for listening and being a good friend.
Have you not played Scarlet and Violet? I forget.
I did, and I didn't. I forgot.
Which one did
Is
you
that what
play?
those? Is that what those Pokemon were called? That was the
Those are
motorcycle one.
motorcycles, yes.
Those are
That's the old
motorcycles.
motorcycle. Koraidon.
Okay. I see. Yeah, I'd play as a motorcycle.
Have the best dash
Anyway.
in the game, right?
Yeah, I
Roy,
played Scarlet
tell
Violet.
me your thoughts on Roy.
Well, he's our boy, and he's going in probably not, because his game hasn't been
Yeah.
relevant, and they refuse to put it on the eShop.
Yeah.
Or not the eShop, they refuse to put it on the... They need to translate Fire Emblem 6 in English. They need to.
You know
Do
what
it.
Nintendo needs to do is they need to go to whoever like made the translations for these ROMs that people put on the internet and just be like, here's like $100,000 we're taking this, and then just put it on the fucking NSO.
Yeah.
Also, they need to they need to localize Genealogy of the Holy War. I'm not even talking about Mother 3 right now because it's been beaten into the ground like a dead horse a million times over, but they need to localize Genealogy of the Holy War.
So Roy is going into probably not because this game's not relevant.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that he's a Fire Emblem character. I know he's a Fire Emblem character.
Sandwich
People
him
love
in there
him.
between Young Link and Dr. Mario.
I would actually... He gets melee privileges, so I would actually put him above Lucina. You know what? I would actually... Because he has melee privileges, I would put him below Ice Climbers. In no clue.
You keep saying melee privileges like Nintendo cares about melee players.
Wait, they do because they put him in Smash 4.
They did.
That's the
put him in
only
Smash
reason.
4.
That's the only reason that they put him and
But they
Mewtwo
also
in
put
there.
Lucina in Smash 4.
Yeah, but she was current.
She was current at the time. Yeah, okay. But
Thank
not above Ice Climbers.
No, have you played Fire Emblem 6 at all?
No.
Roy sucks.
I think I've heard that he's like one of the worst units.
I love
So,
him.
Look forward to Steven's Roy only run of his game.
No, you can't. That's not possible because the effective way to play Fire Emblem 6 is you don't think of it like a war game. You think of it like pass the Roy-shaped football to Marcus and then dunk him in the goal, which is the throne. You dunk Roy into the throne.
Okay, got it.
It's great. It's a really, genuinely, once you start playing it that way, it's not a balanced Fire Emblem game, but my god is it good. It's good. It's really fun. Anyway, Chrom, I'm gonna go ahead and put him below Dark Samus because let's be real, he didn't even make it into Smash 4.
Yeah, they did joke about that too. I was actually prepared to put him like right below Lucina, but looking at the others, yeah, you're right.
I love him. I love Chrom a lot, but who cares?
Honestly, he felt like just, I don't know. He felt like a canvas you could paint your own picture on because he was so bland during his game.
Oh no, my alarm to tell me to go to sleep, but I'm not going to do that because it's 9 and I go to sleep at like midnight. Chrom to me is one of the most whatever characters in Smash Brothers. I love him, but from an exciting character perspective, he's a guy with blue hair and a sword.
Yeah, we already have...
Martha's already up there.
I was gonna say, we already have a guy with blue hair and a sword, we have a girl with a blue hair and a sword, and we have a guy with red hair and a sword. So... there's one person who does this thing, both his things better, and two people who do both of the things, like one of each of his things better. So,
if you wanted to hold me accountable, you could go out of your way to make the comment of, Steven, you were bringing up the whole we need more female representation in fighting games. Wouldn't you want to put Lucina in Is It Smash without them up there for the sake of having a girl? Shut up.
Look, we
She
do
loses-
need more
she loses-
representation, but guess
We
what?
do.
We have better representation that we just haven't gotten to yet.
We have other characters, and also if this was like another game series, like with the importance of like maybe Peach or even God forbid Wii Fit Trainer, I would say hell yeah, let's put her all the way up there. But the thing is that you lose points automatically by being Fire Emblem, so you're staying there.
I actually think looking at, not to spoil it, but looking at the roster, I think most, if not all of the other female characters are going to rank higher than Lucina for me.
Probably. Mr. Game & Watch, that boy is flat.
That boy is so flat. At least probably above Sheik.
Above Sheik, interesting. I was gonna say,
think Game & Watch has this just like this special niche where it's like he's like the oldest Nintendo character, and he wasn't even a character until they decided he was a character.
it is. I'm thinking a Smash Brothers thing. Like, I originally was going to put Game & Watch in no clue because I just have no idea. Similar thinking with Ice Climbers. Like, it's Mr. Game & Watch is more of a relic reflecting Nintendo's legacy as opposed to an actual, like, character. But he solidified himself in Smash Brothers so well that he's probably, if we're cutting characters, I don't know if Game & Watch is gonna get cut.
It would definitely. I actually do think it would depend on who's making it.
Right.
It would really depend on who's making it.
I'd put him below Sheik. I can compromise.
Okay.
I mean, it's not even that much of a compromise. I'm like, he'd probably be in the top of No Clue.
Well, I
But,
mean,
like,
he
I just
could
bump
be
him up there.
he honestly could be in either spot. Maybe we'll swap it. We'll see. But like,
Yeah,
I think he has a place. I think he has his fans. Yeah.
We'll settle like this. I just flipped an imaginary coin in my mind. What side did it land on?
Tails.
Damn, you get to choose.
Okay. How do you flip it? All right. You just maybe choose between a number between 1 and 2. So, Meta Knight. I love Meta Knight.
Get that shit out of here. Put him in probably.
I was gonna say, that being said, I don't think he's going in top tier. I do think he's probably got the most chance so far, and probably.
I think so too.
Just because we don't have a lot of Kirby reps, because they won't put my boy Marks in here. Nintendo, you fucking cowards.
Made a watermelon, is that impressive?
Very.
Slab made a watermelon in Suika game.
I'm glad
That is impressive.
Slab got into it.
Sorry, I kicked my microphone.
So in Smash we could settle it. I was actually thinking like I should set up Smash Bros for if we like finish this and want to keep playing or keep talking about it, but like I don't know if I'm gonna have it in me.
I'm gonna we got like more than half the cast I think to still go through.
Yeah. It's only been an hour and a half. It's not that bad.
That's true.
But yeah, Meta Knight. I will say he's probably the third character I think of in Kirby after Kirby and King Dedede. So
this is kind of a little bit of a thought that I had about Falco, but like Falco, I mean we're gonna get to Wolf, but Falco fills a little bit of the niche of a rival character. And I don't know, like looking at the top of our top tiers, there isn't really a rival character. And I think Meta Knight's probably the closest one. I think Meta Knight's probably the closest / strongest one that we're going to get of any kind of possible quote-unquote rival character. Because, like, if you don't know Meta Knight and you look at his design, you're like, oh, that dude's evil.
Yeah.
He's all jagged and edgy. He's got bat wings. But, like, it's a rival character.
Yeah.
It's
he's
cool
actually, like,
Kirby.
He's probably a more good guy than Kirby is, to be honest. Because Kirby will eat food that doesn't belong to him. Meta Knight will stake his life on saving Dreamland.
That's true. Priorities.
So, like, he actively tried to get everyone to be, like, more fit or something. I forget what his deal was in Superstar, but it was something dumb like that.
Anyway, Meta Knight's cool.
Meta Knight is cool.
Too good in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, but he's very cool.
Pit.
I think
This is gonna hurt me.
at this point, it depends again on who's in charge of making the next Smash Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
If it's Sakurai, Pit's going at the bottom, like right below Jigglypuff, I think.
Okay.
Like the highest tier, but the bottom of the tier.
Right.
If it's anybody else, probably. Maybe below Game & Watch.
Yeah.
The kids
See,
love Pit.
I love Pit.
I'm thinking about the youths here.
Do the kids love Pit? I don't think
Aardvark
the
says
kids
I'm
love
in
Pit.
charge. Okay, Pit's going in. Is it Smash without them? Right below,
Yeah.
right next to Jigglypuff.
But then Dark Pit's gonna go higher than that.
God damn it, Sean.
No, knowing Aardvark? Yeah.
Oh, that's
Pit's gonna
true.
go higher than that. Aardvark plays as Dark Pit. Yeah, I'm gonna put him in probably. I actually think above Sheik. This is absolutely the Kid Icarus Kid Icarus Uprising fan in me. So you know what? I'm gonna put him where you said, because that's probably more fair. If they port that fucking game and let me
they
enjoy
should.
it on the Switch too.
It
Which
just needs normal controls.
well, I mean, actually, if we got it on the Switch 2, whatever it's gonna be called, it might not be. Did you hear? About
Oh
the
no,
patent?
I forgot
Did you
about
hear
that.
about the patent? Did everyone else hear about the patent? There's a patent Nintendo just put in for like a dual screen system that can separate into 2 different screens. So
At the possibility of us getting a remake of Kid Icarus Uprising with the exact same control scheme, I'm no longer interested in the Switch 2.
Oh my god! Did you play Uprising? I forgot.
I played it a little bit. The overall, this is gonna sound weird. I feel too old for it. It feels like a really good game, but the overall setting and
I was older
tone.
than you when it
I
came
know.
out.
I know.
The
It's just
fuck?
like maybe the phrasing isn't right. It hits all of the anime notes that I usually don't really care for, and also the gameplay hurts my hands.
I
don't
want to
call it a-
I
don't wanna
put through
call
the
it-
whole story and I laughed my ass off the entire way, and my hands were stronger for it.
This is
I
like the
played-
meme
I
of.
played the multiplayer. Okay,
I'm just thinking of the meme that's
I'm
like
stronger than you.
weak aura. My hands are cramped and I don't like the anime notes. Strong aura. I laughed my head off and also my hands are stronger now.
I didn't even use the you know, they packaged it with like a stand. I didn't even touch that.
I think I tried it on the stand and I'm like, this helps, but like, the thing is, more than anything, I think it's less about the cramps and more about just like the game just wasn't for me, and that's fine.
I'm gonna make
As far
you
as
play
I know,
again
that's fine.
sometime. It's fine. It's okay.
God damn it, Sean.
Our wonderful pal Citra. I think I found a method to play it that's going to be interesting. So we'll see.
Sean, just get a used 2DS.
That doesn't have a capture card in it,
Um,
and they don't make the ones with the capture card in it anymore. The person who made the capture card attachments.
you're gonna have to find your old pal Citra and do some investigating.
Oh,
Just
I did already.
Get some
Don't you worry, I've done my homework.
lemons.
I don't get my lemons.
I just realized that the Citra icon is pinned to the bottom of my computer screen. It's right there.
It's.
I'm
right
like, there's a
there.
lemon.
There's
There's
a lemon.
Citra Knightley.
Oh, is it Nightly I should be using? I should remember that. Dark Pit.
And-
I don't know. So here's the thing too. Dark Pit, Smash Original. Did you know that? Did you remember that?
Is that real?
That yeah. Dark Pit.
Wait, Brawl.
Brawl. In Brawl, Pit had a Dark Angel outfit. And then Sakurai was like, that's a good idea, me. I'm gonna take that. And then he made Dark Pit his own character. And then he took that character and put it back into Smash.
Yeah, that was funny. That
So
was that was an incredibly bold move.
I mean, if you're gonna copy anyone's homework, you might as well copy your own, right?
I think there's a ghost in our apartment. Our closet just opened.
Close it to assert dominance.
By the
Your
power.
Hard 3DS is what it shares screen. Yeah. Through.
Oh, I was gonna comment on that. Pause. You can. That's real. There's some application that you can install on your 3DS or new 2DS or whatever, but it has to be new. It has to be like one of, not like brand new, hot off the shelf, but like new TM 3DS.
I have one of those.
Okay.
Although,
If you
I don't think I can jailbreak it because it's got like the latest software. Because I had to do that to move my Pokemon.
I think I looked it up. You
Okay.
can. It's just a little bit more of a pain.
Okay.
But you can. You still can. There's like, they've done something. Hackers are awesome.
So you can't say awful naming to the people who made the Wii U. You can't say Nintendo has bad naming.
The new Nintendo 2DS XL
I wasn't old enough at
and
the time
Knuckles.
Do you think people had trouble with the Super Nintendo? Think it was just like a Nintendo?
Featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
Yes, I do think that was the case.
Probably. Dark Pit. I'm gonna put him above Doctor.
Knowing that Aardvark is watching, I don't think I'm not comfortable with talking about Dark Pit.
I like Dark Pit. I want to play regular Pit, but Dark Pit's probably who I should be playing. But just by being an Echo fighter, I do think he's gonna be low. I don't think he brings enough to the table with Young Link, like to be higher than Young Link, because Young Link is old Link, ironically.
Yeah.
So he doesn't bring enough of that, but he brings more than Dr. Mario because he does have his own weapons from Uprising. So that's something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a situation of a lot of like minimalism, trimming the fat.
Right.
Like the clone characters are usually like so far are probably not is all clone characters.
Right.
And then Roy is only not in that tier because Melee.
Because of you.
Yeah, because of me. I insisted that
Because of
he'd be there. Because Fire Emblem 6 is really good.
And then Daisy's Daisy. Honestly, I want Daisy in. We're gonna go back to Daisy for a second. I want Daisy in with a complete rework.
Me too.
To include like the party game and sports game stuff, all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because
Zero
Roy's our
Suit
boy.
Samus. How do you feel about Zero Suit?
Wait, I want to really quickly read a Slab message. I've been confused about the NES and SNES up until last year. I bet that when the Super Nintendo came out and parents, during Christmas time, whatever the year was,
God, yeah.
and parents were ready to buy systems for their kids, I bet there were tons of them that kids were like, I want a Super Nintendo, and a lot of parents were like, you have a Nintendo.
Or the kids who didn't have Nintendos got Nintendos, but not Super Nintendos.
Yeah.
They maybe got like Super Mario Brothers and the Nintendo.
I really hope they don't call whatever the new system is the Switch 2.
No, I hope they do. Because the Switch 2 makes sense.
Well, I'm thinking it's like the Wii U. I don't want to see, I desperately, not that I have any direct attachment affiliation with Nintendo, but I don't want to see another Wii U situation. I don't want to see they release this system with a weird idea and then companies don't know how to do anything with it, and then people don't, like, there were so many things that caused the Wii U to be a little bit of a flop. But one of the things that people talk about is the name. Like, it's the Nintendo, the NES versus the Super Nintendo thing, where people were confused, parents were confused about, is this an accessory for the Wii?
Yeah, I
Like,
would have thought
it's
like the Wii U would be the pad that you
It's
add to the Wii.
$300? Oh, that must be a new thing. That's an expensive accessory for the Wii. I'll just buy my kid a bicycle. Like,
Right. Aardvark, though, makes my point. PlayStation does fine by numbering their consoles, and maybe that's because they've been numbering them. But if you say the Switch 2, people understand that that's not the Switch. It's the sequel to the Switch.
that's true.
You know? If they name it like the Switch Duo, that's a problem.
That's true. For the reason that I think that actually kind of I think that kind of builds my point a little bit. Is I imagine Nintendo not calling it the Switch 2 because Sony does that. You got to be different from the competition.
We'll see. I
Sony
agree
does.
that they're probably not going to do the Switch 2. I think the Switch 2 is a good name. I don't think they'll do the Switch 2 because it is Nintendo and they need to make everything more confusing.
Sony does what Nintendo Hercules.
That's the one. Tell me about Zero
Suit
Suit Samus, please. I do not have high opinions of this just because it's Samus again and in the less iconic form.
True. Also, my girl bias is showing because I'm like, all right, girl, that's a probably. But then I'm like, it's Metroid Fusion. Pretty sure. Wait, not
No.
Metroid Fusion. Zero Mission.
Zero Mission. Only, like, I think the Zero Suit has shown up in more than one game, but I think it's only been, as far as I know, it's only been playable in Zero Mission and I think Other M. And do we really want that represented?
Nah, I don't want to talk about that. I'm gonna say that Zero Suit Samus is in No Clue above Mewtwo.
Above Mewtwo.
Nah, maybe below Mewtwo.
Okay.
Maybe below Falco. No, melee bias. I'd say above Falco.
Okay. Above Falco.
I think so.
Yeah, like we
I was
do
checking my melee bias.
I feel like we need more Metroid representation for it being such a long series, but I think we kind of got all we could at this point. There's the Hunter game on the DS that I don't think anyone played. But I see people say like, oh, we could get one of the Hunters from that all the time. And I'm like, no one knows who that is.
Who were we
Anyway.
talking about? I'm sorry, I had Slab get me some water.
The Hunters from Metroid Prime Hunters.
Right.
On the DS. Not even the
You did say
3DS,
that.
just the DS.
Yeah, I remember seeing trophies for them, and I'm like, those would make very cool Smash Brothers characters, but nobody knows them.
But who knows who they are? I personally, I'll say this. Personally, I would probably cut Zero Suit, but this is what we think is going to happen, not what we would want to happen, so...
Right.
But a new robot thing. I was thinking that, like, the Emmys would be interesting, if only because they move so weird. Have you played Dread yet? I don't think you have.
No.
Have you seen the trailers for it?
Yeah.
So you know about the robots.
Yeah.
They're scary.
Yeah.
So one of those could definitely work. But right now...
They'd probably do an assist trophy.
Yeah, ooh. Oh, that would actually be the scariest assist trophy. Oh.
That'd be cool.
I could design that right now.
Nintendo
Oh,
hired me.
God.
Give me $1 million.
There is one other... I won't say who or what or whatever, but there's one other character from Dread that could have maybe been a character, but we need to see more of them first. Wario! My heart
Wario.
says above Kirby.
Wario.
My brain... Maybe... My brain says bottom of Smash without them, but even that's probably too high.
I think Wario is epic.
I do too. And it's not like he's not getting entries. Like, he's in his WarioWare attire in this photo. Even if that's not the one.
He eats entire cloves of garlic.
Yeah. Truly a hero we should all aspire to.
He's awesome.
Um,
Probably no. I would put him in the same. I'd put him in the top tier. But I'm like, where? No,
would
they're
probably
really
put
pushing. They're still really pushing WarioWare. Like, there's the new one that's coming out. I would put.
True.
Oh man.
See, I
Above
still don't
Fox?
think I wouldn't even put him. I wouldn't put him above Ganondorf. To be honest,
That's probably a good call.
Because, like, I do think Ganondorf's more iconic. Fox is also, I would say, probably more iconic. Like, I bet if you asked more people, what do you prefer, Wario games or Star Fox? I mean, just nostalgia blind, they say Star Fox, so...
Well, the time is different. Like, the times they are changing, as they say. But I only hesitate about not putting Wario higher than Fox, just because I'm just recalling. I'm thinking back to when I was a child and playing video games, like when I was like 4, and playing video games, and what video games I knew about when I first played Smash Brothers, and I saw Fox, and I was like, that's an animal. I don't know what character. I don't know what game this is from. And I knew Wario. I knew who Wario was.
Right.
And that's just because of the Mario influence.
Yeah.
But
And
I think
that's
it's
why I
probably
don't want to
fair.
put him higher, is because he is a Mario character. No matter what the W behind him is.
Wario.
Yeah. I did wear the cosplay. I wore the wig too, but I took that off after the watermelon game because
Hiseki, you're just in time. We're about to decide Snake's fate. And then Ike's fate.
Yeah, wow, you actually showed up at like the worst possible moment. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't think I'm gonna rate them too high. Like, when Sakurai was like, we had to really try to get some of these characters back.
Yeah, Snake was the first one that comes to mind.
Snake is the second one that came to mind for me, but like it was an immediate second. I didn't need to ponder it.
Anyway, let's put him in probably.
Let's just put him above Kirby. This is
Yes.
a good idea. Oh man,
I would put him like, again, thinking about the as they described it, strings that needed to be pulled to get characters in the game. I don't want to put Snake in the bottom tier, but I'm like, man, I was gonna say even below Chrom, and that doesn't feel good.
it doesn't feel good. Like I don't want to do this. Snake is a cool and actually very unique character amongst the entire roster,
Yeah,
but it's Konami.
he's not
And-
Nintendo.
It's a creation from Kojima. And Kojima's the one that got Snake into Smash. And now he can't do that.
Yeah.
It hurts, but I mean, I think he's going to be bottom tier. He might even be like bottom of bottom tier.
You know,
I
his Badonkadonk is not bottom tier, gotta tell you. I'll say that right now.
Well, I
I'll tell
mean,
you what,
It did get nerfed. So,
it did get nerfed. They did nerf his luscious hams.
hurts you more than Kiseki, right? I mean, no, definitely not, but I am saying the truth.
I
We'll rate
think
everyone
though,
on their asses on a different. Are you down for that tier list? Rate everyone's asses.
there are children in this game.
We'll remove them. It's fine.
Okay. We'll make a tier that's just it's children. We can't. Absolutely not.
I'll see if I can delete them.
Ah.
I think he has to go at the bottom, and like I said, I don't enjoy that. I like say I want to play his games. I want to give him another shot, but like I don't want to buy that collection. So
Oh, bottom tier, like a behind.
bottom tier because
like a
of his
bottom.
butt. Yeah, that's why. That's why he's in
Bottom
the
is another. Bottom is another word for rumpus.
Yep.
All right, let's
Focus.
yeah. That's. I personally don't agree with it. I think probably not. But
You really think he has a higher chance?
than
than
Pichu, I
Pichu?
kind of do. I kind of think he has a higher chance than Lucina. I think if they're gonna make another Smash Brothers, they're
No.
gonna pull some weird strings, and they're gonna be like, "Here's Snake.
I don't.
Goodbye,
think-
goodbye, Dark Samus."
I will put him. This
You
might
can
be
put
my
him above.
bias. I'll put him like here.
You can put him below
Well,
Dr. Mario. We'll
I was gonna say
compromise. We'll put
probably
him
not
there.
Dr. Mario. I'll put him here because I do think he has a better chance than these two. I guess. If,
You can put him below Chrom.
if we're okay, like I don't see a world where like he gets in again.
I think that's fair. As sad as it is.
And it's just because Konami's gonna ask for too much money. I know. I play Yu-Gi-Oh! I know Konami. They're bastards. They want
That's
your money
true.
and that's it. Nothing
That's
else.
true.
Ike.
If I may be so bold
Yeah.
and smash cut to Ike,
Yeah.
I think Ike is gonna go above Meta Knight. And I'm gonna give two big reasons. One is that his design is basically just guts from Berserk, and that's epic.
Has
And
anyone
two
modded that?
is because he's cool and I like him, and you better fucking put him on there right now. Just honor. I'm ending the call. I'm never streaming again. Put Ike up
We're
there.
gonna put him right there.
No. No, I think it's weird because I
It's
don't know
Fire
what they're
Emblem.
thinking
That's
with
the
it's
problem.
it's Fire Emblem. So there's a big part of me that's just saying that's just thinking like they'll cut him because it's just more Fire Emblem. But then the other part of me is like his moveset is so unique. He is another blue-haired dude with a sword.
Yeah.
Like it's the Crom thing all over again.
But he's a
But-
heavy blue-haired dude with a sword.
He's a heavy blue-haired dude with a sword. People love Ike, rightfully so.
We like Ike.
We like Ike. And if Nintendo is very cool and they decide to do some kind of like what was the series that we were talking about? Oh, F-Zero GX. If they do some kind of re-release on the Switch or the Switch 2 a la Pikmin 1+2 of Fire Emblem Path of Radiance
And Radiant
or God
Dawn.
forbid Radiant Dawn,
They'd make so much money, so they're never
They
gonna
would-
do it.
they would make so much money. It's Fire Emblem Path of Radiance is $300.
So much money.
Nintendo, come on!
Ugh.
It just makes me want to steal from you.
Yeah, Nintendo
Anyway.
shoots himself in the foot like that.
Yeah,
I
they
would
do.
say above Roy at the very least, because he did replace Roy.
I will
in
settle
Brawl.
for the top of No Clue. He
Over
did replace Roy in Brawl. I
Mewtwo?
forgot about that.
Over Mewtwo and Zero Suit Samus, you think?
Let me have this.
Those two have been more relevant than Ike has.
Yeah, but he's
Not
cooler.
Fine, I will give it to you. I
Thank
don't
you.
agree with this. And apparently neither does the tier maker.
Just remember, I'm doing this against my
Mewtwo,
will.
move. I'm just saying, Mewtwo. I can get him in Scarlet and Violet. Actually, is Ike in Engage? Does anyone know?
Yes, yes, he is.
Oh, okay, then that's fine then.
Kiseki just said they're going to replace Ike with Sigurd in the next Smash. If
I
they
don't know who that
remake Genealogy the Holy War... Sigurd is the protagonist of Fire Emblem Genealogy Holy
Does he use an
Holy War.
axe?
He uses a spear.
Okay.
And also swords.
Oh, then fuck him.
If they do a remake of Genealogy the Holy War, which I believe Nintendo is too cowardly of a company to do, but they should do it. If they were cool,
Calling
which
them
I
out.
know they're not, they should do that. If they do that, Ike is getting the axe and Sigurd is getting thrown in because he's awesome.
But Ike can't wield axes.
He's epic.
Da 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 da. Anyway. So here's, I think, maybe the most interesting entry to talk about. Pokemon Trainer.
So, given this is just not thinking too deeply about it, just gut response. I think Pokemon Trainer is knowing the context of they removed Sheik and Zelda being the same character. I think Pokemon Trainer is going to go above Jigglypuff.
I want you to keep in mind, they removed Squirtle and Ivysaur from Smash 4 as well. But that was, again,
That was
for
technical
hardware
limitations. Yeah.
So,
I think because they represent Pokemon as a whole, they're probably
more
They're-
likely than Jigglypuff.
more likely than Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff has the strong, it's a Smash character and unique moveset and everything, but man, I don't know. Now I'm thinking about it.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. It's just like, it's weird that they're all Gen 1 Pokemon. I mean, it's not weird that they're all Gen 1 Pokemon, because, like, I think every Pokemon we have on here so far is Gen 1. Like,
I think it's
Pikachu's
kind of the-
Gen 2, but
I think at this point for inclusion, that would kind of be the point. Because, like, we got 2 remakes of Gen 1 Pokemon.
true. And that's, like, the one everyone mods, too, so everyone's in love with it. Okay, yeah,
I'd put
I'll
him in
give...
I put him in probably. Like, the
You
top
think
of...
probably?
yeah, top of probably.
Okay. Just with you're right in that it's like nostalgia is gonna, grip people, and Nintendo does know that.
I think the
Charizard, I'm putting above Jigglypuff.
Okay.
I think if these Pokemon are going to get separated at all, I think Charizard has a better chance than Pokemon Trainer of getting in.
I think that's a good call. I
Um,
think if they do the individual route, which I don't think they will do. I know, like Nintendo specifically, I don't think they will do. Project Plus and Project M, and basically the exact same thing for Smash Ultimate HDR.
I've heard about that a few times.
I want to hack my Switch so that I can play
As
it.
soon as I get a Switch 2, I'm doing.
I was
that.
gonna say
I have
the
to
second
fucking
that
go-
the Switch 2 comes out, I'm hacking the hell out of my Switch.
So I did with the Wii U. So I got my
Yeah.
Switch and I was just like, Gremlin mode. So, yeah,
I
no,
think-
it looks fun.
I think Squirtle and Ivysaur, under the assumption that Nintendo is making it and directing it, and that they're using their usual decision-making abilities, I'm going to go ahead and throw that in no clue.
So I'm gonna sort of agree. Now hear me out. Squirtle, I actually think has a better chance than Ivysaur of making it back. Because
Why?
Squirtle, I think, is more marketable than Ivysaur.
That sentence hurts my soul, and I think you're correct.
Ivysaur is my favorite middle evolution starter. Hands down. I love him. But I also recognize that not everyone does. So I think Squirtle has a better chance. So I'm going to put Squirtle here, Ivysaur here. I don't know where in the tiers they go. I think Squirtle might have a better chance than Roy.
I
But
think
not a better
Ivysaur would
chance.
have. I think Ivysaur would have a better chance than like Lucina.
Lucina,
Personally.
really? See, I would put him at least below Young Link, maybe even Dark Pit.
The only thing I'm thinking about is that they're Pokemon.
They are Pokemon. They are, yeah. Okay. I guess that makes sense. They are Pokemon. They're in reality, it's gonna be Charizard and Pokemon Trainer, but like if they were gonna split them
right.
up, they would probably do it. You know,
It's
Like-
either just Charizard or it's all of them.
yeah, exactly. In reality, but if we have to separate them, I think that's around where they would make it. So, I like parts of each of them, but not necessarily them individually. See, I feel like I would like them more if they were individual. Well, I would like Ivysaur more. I don't really want to play the other two.
Ivysaur's really good in Project Plus.
I don't want to.
Really, really good.
I don't want to download that.
Really, really
just
good.
don't
It's really easy. All you need is a 2 gig SD card, a working Wii, a GameCube controller, a television, and an source of electrical power, and also the internet in order to put it on the SD card.
I don't have electricity. Diddy Kong.
You really got to get on that. You got to get on the grid, man.
I've heard it's great. I don't know. I'm still just bagging rocks together to make sparks. So
What we're not seeing behind the scenes of your stream right now is just this like oil generator in the back, like your backyard.
what, you
Just
can't
this
hear
whole
that?
this whole elaborate construction, and you've just been like doing the whole like friction
Actually-
hands together to create a fire.
Anytime
we
you
can't
don't
see it.
see my
You're very
hands on
professional.
screen, I'm actually off stream like cranking something like fucking crazy.
Yeah, there it is. You have this electricity generating crank wheel that's not
Yep.
connected to the grid, but it's some kind of power.
It's something. Diddy Kong. Our only actually no, we have 2 more reps for Donkey Kong. But where does
That
this
monkey-
one go?
For the things that Diddy Kong is capable of doing in Project Plus, Smash 4, and Ultimate, he will not see the Kingdom of Heaven. I'm going to go ahead and put him in no clue.
See, I want to say because he is the Luigi to DK's Mario.
Right,
you
I
know?
actually think it's pretty likely.
So, I don't think he's like. He might not. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if I want to
like
put
a-
him in top tier.
He's like a Donkey Kong staple.
Yeah,
It's Diddy Kong.
and he was the main character of the second like country game.
He's got a cool hat. He's got a boombox.
He got a boombox. He's got peanut guns.
I would put him. I mean, I would put him in the bottom of probably. I would say, because he's like It's like with Mario and Luigi. The only reason Luigi is up there is because he's Mario and
Yeah.
Luigi.
True. I would not put him at the bottom though. I would actually put him behind Meta Knight, I think.
I'll allow it.
I think he would be more likely to be in the game than Sheik.
I think it's probably fair.
Yeah.
Lucas
I have
is a weird one.
I have no clue. I have actually no clue. I'm gonna throw him a no clue because they were going again. If the rumors to be believed, they were going to replace Ness with Lucas in Brawl, and I believe they took him out in Smash 4 to resell him to us.
It's dependent on Ness's inclusion. If they decide to do like, and they, I just assume that Earthbound has kind of had a bit of a resurgence within the past few years. Like, not that I've been keeping track of stats or have access to any stats, but I just a wild guess that it's had some kind of resurgence in the past few years because of the Switch Online. Because just anyone that has it now has access to play this game that was previously like, oh, that's the game with the kid from the Smash Brothers.
You
That's
can say
cool.
about any of these games though. Like we could go
That's
and play
true.
Kid Icarus right now. Wanna go play Kid
That's-
Icarus right now? I mean, probably. I actually don't know if it's on there or not, but it probably is.
Yeah, but the difference is that Earthbound is amazing.
Wow. Wow.
And Mother 3 isn't localized.
I'm actually waiting for the day that Mother 3 gets added to NSO and everyone's just like, oh my god, switch to Japanese so we can play it.
It'll be the screech heard round the world. Like
Yeah,
if they
probably.
have some kind of even if it's a situation of like, actually I think if they bring it to the Nintendo Switch Online for Game Boy Advance but it's only in Japanese, it won't be that big of a deal. But if they make
Someone will
an
be
announcement
excited.
video or a Nintendo Direct, like it'll still be something. But if they make a Nintendo Direct and they confirm that it's getting some kind of English localization, the second that they reveal that, if you have an open window, you'll hear screams throughout the country.
And if your windows are closed, they will shatter. That being said, though, I don't, from my American point of view, I don't think Lucas is that big of an inclusion.
I kind of agree with you.
And
Again, with,
honestly,
like-
I don't know if Nintendo does either, because again, they haven't really, as far as I know, ever re-released Mother 3, except for maybe on
Right.
like, the Virtual Console on Wii.
With
Maybe.
the popularity
Wasn't
of
here.
with the popularity of Earthbound in the US and the fact that we still haven't had Mother 3 localized, there's not really a reason to have in a situation where you're cutting characters, there's not really a reason to have both of them. It's going to be one or the other. And Japan, I think, also loves Earthbound, and the US only has Earthbound.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Do you think maybe, like, probably not, but, like, above Crom?
I would say bottom of No Clue still.
Bottom
I
of
think-
No Clue.
I
Okay.
think Mother 3 received enough. Reggie has played the local or the fan translation
Oh, he
of Mother
has?
3.
But did
Like,
he
I
admit
think
that
he's-
after he left the company? Because there's no way he'd say that while the
He
president's president.
I think he posted on Twitter. Like, he just tweeted that he's played the localization.
But if I was him, I would say, like, yes, I've played the official translation, and you never will.
Yeah,
I'd be that asshole. I should run a company.
I'd be upset. God, you do so well as a company if that's your mindset. I think Lucas is an interesting one because on top of having a unique moveset, aside from B moves of Ness, like they're similar enough. It's just it's one of those situations where like the character's unique enough, but if we're trimming characters, this is a trimming character situation. He'd
True.
probably get cut, but like I don't know, people love Lucas.
Would they add Porky in?
No.
Okay. So King DDD.
King
So-
DDD.
I think he goes in top tier.
Really?
I think he's like the Kirby villain. He's not actually a villain. If you ever
That's
play
true.
a Kirby game, like, yeah, he's often fought, but after like the first game, it's always some sort of misunderstanding or something.
He's also voiced by Sakurai.
He's also voiced by Sakurai. They would have to get him back, though. I don't know how well
That's
they're gonna
fair.
do about that.
They'd probably just do a like legally like, hey, can we use the voice clips? And Sakurai would be like, yeah,
give me money.
give me money though. He'll be like, here's money. I would say
He's voiced by Sakurai Slab.
that's real. Yeah. That's Sakurai going rah 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 rah. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, wah, wah.
I'm actually thinking maybe I think around Wario, either above or below.
That's probably a good call. I'm just thinking about the popularity of Kirby, but I don't
He gets
know.
a new game every year. Like,
That's true. Put him
literally
below Wario. Nah, you can put him above if you want. Nah, I don't know.
I think he'd probably be more popular than Wario. I love
I mean, I
Wario,
don't-
but like right now we only have his micro games to go off of, and not everyone plays those. Everyone plays Kirby. Come on.
If Nintendo makes a Wario Land 5,
I will
Wario
shit my
would be-
pants
Wa-
live.
we would shit our collective pants. Wario would be beyond DDD easy. Probably be beyond Ganondorf. It's Wario. It's bad Mario.
I love Wario. I don't think even Wario Land 5 would do it. I don't think there's enough. I love him enough, but I don't think everyone else collectively loves him enough.
It's Wario.
It is Wario. I agree.
I believe.
I love
I
Wario.
believe. I believe in Wario's popularity. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I think
Well, I
it just
don't,
from a popularity standpoint, I think Wario is more popular than like King Dedede from Kirby. Probably more popular than like Ganondorf or any of the space characters to the left of Ganondorf.
Do you know how popular Zelda is?
Well, Wario.
That can't be your whatever. It's Sonic.
Wario.
I'm leaving it. Sonic.
Wario. There's a bird on YouTube named Apollo that has this. It talks and it asks questions, and it has like a little Wario plastic thing. Like it doesn't know too many. It knows a decent amount of words, but one of the words is Wario. It says it like that. It's like Wario.
Slab says Wario is not more popular than Ganondorf, especially handsome Ganondorf. Here's the thing: Ganondorf needs a rework.
I forgot.
Ganondorf needs a complete rework, and we need to put Black Shadow in to appease the current Ganondorf fans.
I totally forgot about hydrated Ganondorf because I haven't gotten that far in Tears of the Kingdom.
He's very hydrated, let me tell you.
He's very.
Aardvark says, it makes me cringe to call WarioWare a video game. There you go. It is a video game, and I see the appeal. It's just not for me from when I tried it a few times. I prefer the Wario Land games way more. But I see the appeal. I respect it.
I actually think in the realm... Sorry, I was far away for a second. In the realm of video games and video game design and interesting concepts for video games, I think Wario Land is very, very good, but it's very easy to portray it as like, oh, that's a platformer. And WarioWare, mega micro games, very cool, very creative. Not as lasting, I would argue not as good, but I would say a more interesting concept.
Definitely an interesting concept, yeah.
But it makes sense that it's like they're weird. They're weird games. I don't think it could.
Yeah.
I think the only reason that they put Wario on them was to try to have I have a funny feeling that behind the scenes they came up with the game and they tried to make this interesting. They made the concept of WarioWare and they tried to do it with like a new character. And they just decided we gotta put somebody in there. We gotta put somebody else in there. Who would be a fun idea? Let's put Wario in there. He's a weirdo. This game's weird. Perfect combination.
I can see it working both ways, actually.
Right.
Like, there was definitely no side by side. Like, oh, we should get a character for this. Oh, maybe we can make one. Maybe we can. It was definitely just like we made the game, put Wario in it, or we need a Wario game, make this thing. Yeah. That's what I wanted to say. Also, Slab says Wario's lucky to be in the roster. Whoa.
No.
My computer just did a thing.
It blipped.
Did I blip?
I mean, maybe. Sounds like you're still there.
Yeah, I don't know if people are seeing me right now. Are people seeing me right now?
I'm seeing you on my end on stream.
Okay. Yeah, my OBS froze. But as long as people can see me. Granted, I don't know if I have... Oh, there's chat. Okay. Alright, maybe it's just a video then. I don't know what just happened. My computer was just like, hey, what if my screen's did a thing? I'm like, great, thanks. Okay, well, I can still see chat. We're all good. Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic. I mean, my first thought is to blast him into the high tiers, like top tier category. But again, it's legal. It's third party. At this point, I just consider Sonic to be a Nintendo property.
That's the
even
thing.
though that's not.
He's the most first party of the third party characters, I feel like.
Right. I'd put him at probably, because I think that's a situation where Nintendo would try and probably succeed, but try very, very hard to just get Sonic for the sake of it's Sonic.
Yeah, and like the rivalry between him and Mario is kind of iconic. I would put him at the top, honestly.
It's Sonic.
It's
He
Sonic.
goes fast. He eats chili dogs.
It goes really fast. So.
He's voiced by Steve Urkel. I think they should get this. I think they should get Julia White back as the voice of Sonic for
100%.
new Sonic games.
Definitely.
Personally,
I don't know why they ever fired him.
I can't. It doesn't. Anyway, Olimar.
Olimar. Olimar's kind of tricky for me because I don't do Pikmin, but I do know it's popular.
I don't know the sales. I still assume Pikmin to be a weirdo game. Like when I think of Pikmin, I think of it as it's a game for weirdos. Complimentary. I love Pikmin, but whenever I think of it of like the player base, I'm like, every Pikmin fan is my people. We're a bunch of fucking strangelings. That said, Pikmin 4, I think did extremely, extremely well. I think it's probably reached a lot wider of an audience now. So Olimar being in the game, or like any kind of Pikmin rep whatsoever, would still probably be like it's a first party Nintendo IP. Like I would put Olimar at the bottom of top tier.
Really?
Maybe above Jigglypuff actually. And that's purely because of like first party IP. I just assume if it's a thing where they're like trimming the fat, but they're only using unique characters that are mostly first party, that kind of thing. Like, likely case scenario, not as successful as Smash Ultimate because they have to cut a bunch of the legal stuff and partnerships, whatever. Right. As weird as he is, I think Olimar is super, super likely to come back. Like, almost guaranteed, just because it's like, that's Mario, but little. And a spaceman.
You are also pretty biased because, like you said, you're a Pikmin fan, but more importantly, you're a Olimar and Smash fan.
That's true.
So,
I'm an Olimar
I kind of agree
enthusiast.
with like everything you said. First party IP, clearly like popular enough to get 5 entries. Hey, Pikmin exists. So,
I forgot about that.
6 entries if you count the phone game.
I mean,
That's
all I gotta say about that.
Occurred while recording. Cannot allocate memory.
Did it break?
I don't know.
It still looks good to me.
Okay. Pikmin Blue mention, yeah. That's
If
the
I
one.
ate chili dogs, I'd be moving
I
fast
can see
all
you.
the time
Okay.
too. Never know when you need a bathroom.
I think it
That's
just
true.
means like I stopped recording, but the stream's still going, so I think we're good. I'll worry about that later if I need to.
I really like the idea of. Oh, I just figured out. I figured out the stream thing. It's not capturing the tier list. The last thing, or the first thing that's on the list on the stream screen is Sonic.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Give me a sec to shut down OBS, and I'll pop it back up, I guess.
Shut it down. Shut the whole operation down.
Just shut it down.
Abandon
Shut
ship.
it all down. Oh my god. I'll be right back. Okay, hopefully we're back. I hope.
It says live now.
It does say live. Do you see my face?
I see an ad.
Good enough.
Videos, chat. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I see your face. I see the tier list. It's Lucario's the next one.
Lucario's the next one. Okay, good. All right. Hopefully everyone's still there and they didn't leave me. I'd be so sad if they did.
Hey, gamers. Give me 5 lasagna.
What's the lasagna?
It's like a pasta dish in which layers of cheese, meat, vegetables, but usually like just cheese. It can just be cheese. Are stacked on top of each other and then baked. Usually it's like 3 layers, and when you eat it, it's delicious because it's just pasta and cheese.
That sounds like a pie.
That's it. Kind of. I mean, lasagna's pie-like, but that's lasagna. Anyway.
Anyway, we were talking about. Wait, we didn't. I guess chat didn't see it. Sonic we put out in at the top of probably because I think Sega's really eager to keep him in Smash. It's weird. It's like this dichotomy between like Snake and Sonic being the first 2 third-party characters. Where
It's just a weird IP ownership thing that's going on, and like the characters, like Metal Gear is popular. I'm just thinking of Nintendo demographic with like kids and Mario and all the stuff.
I'm thinking Konami. I think Konami's gonna want money.
That's true.
Whereas I think Sega's gonna be like, please take our boy, please take him and do something with him. Please do it.
Do something, literally anything.
Our
Get this
games
blue
suck.
freak away from us.
He can hang out with Mario at the Olympics. We don't care. We don't care. They can do that. That's fine. And then Olimar, you said you like Pikmin, so he's up there.
Yeah. Yeah. It was more than that.
Fine. You said you like Pikmin a lot, so he's up there.
Thank you. Pickleball. Mario and Sonic play pickleball.
God, I wish.
I want that.
Sonic
I want that
would ruin him though.
Like, I just want that to be the game. Pickleball with Mario and Sonic. It's just the 2 of them.
We can make it. We can make it, and we could sell it to Nintendo.
They play against like old people, like just humans.
It's like that NBA Jam game where they just threw the Mario characters in for some reason.
Yes, it's exactly like that. Oh, that game is weird.
So weird. Lucario.
So what do you think about, speaking of lasagna, what do you think about Lucario?
I think he's a very popular Pokemon that has not missed a game yet.
That's true.
Lucario
is in Pokken Tournament.
Mm.
People like Pokken Tournament.
No, they don't. I think
that's true.
Lucario, I think is just like one of the most popular Gen 4 Pokemon there are too. And he did replace Mewtwo. So I think he should be higher than Mewtwo at the very least.
Yeah, I'd put him higher than Mewtwo.
Are we thinking like just above Mewtwo? Or are we thinking like improbably?
I think
maybe even
yeah,
above
let's put him in probably. Because you got Pokemon through Pikachu, and Charizard is absolutely a shoo-in. And wait a minute, hold on, I have to Google something really quick.
Okay.
What does shoo-in mean? Because I've said it like 4 times so far.
That was just shoo-in.
Someone who is certain to win an election or a competition. Yeah, he's a shoo-in.
He has like a fun gimmick too. I don't know if it's good or not, but he has a fun
Lucario
one.
is there's no way Lucario doesn't become president. Um, yeah, he's got a fun gimmick.
I don't think he can hold office if he can't speak.
The aura, Sean.
Oh, you're
What
right.
happens is at the first presidential address, he talks about the aura, and everyone applauds and loses their minds. I think that's a good spot for Lucario. I think Lucario is one of if not the coolest
He can
Pokemon.
write, Sean. I don't think he can. He is one of the coolest. So
Doesn't he have spikes through his hands? I don't think he can hold a
he
pencil.
does. Yeah. He can write his name in your blood.
That's true.
I'm also just gonna say it. I don't want to say it, but I'm gonna say it. You got to appease the furries.
He does appeal to the furry audience. Fox is
like,
on there.
Fox is on there, but he's like sci-fi furry. Lucario is just furry, you know?
That's Fox is a straight up like animal character. Lucario is a furry character.
Yeah.
Lucario does appeal to the furries.
Like Fox is the anthropomorphic fox. Lucario, that's a fursuit. So
Joe Biden soda meme, but it's Lucario saying
that clipped, so I could not hear you. Are you still there?
Obama. I'm still here.
Okay. I don't know if you're like shouting something because I did not catch it.
Oh, no, it's just the aura thing.
Okay.
So Rob, I'm gonna go ahead and put in probably.
See, I would probably put him in probably not.
Really?
Because
right.
like he's
cool. Going in the middle of no clue.
He's cool, but like, I mean, it's Rob the robot from the NES. Like, what is it? Stack'em Towers disc thing. That game.
That's
those
true.
Games. Like,
I'm going.
If we're talking relevance, like I think, like he has Ice Climbers had a video game in Animal Crossing called Ice Climbers. They were also on the Virtual Console. Rob isn't on the Virtual Console. He can't be on the Virtual Console.
Rob is on the real console.
He's standing on it. Get him off of there.
Rob is standing right in front of me.
Oh God.
No, I think Rob is in a similar situation with Olimar where that's an easy, like, it's a first party character that's not. Well,
Pikmin's had relevance though. Like
Pikmin has had relevance.
Beyond Smash, a reference in I think GX, F-Zero GX, and being a playable character in I think Mario Kart DS.
Oh,
he's done nothing else.
I forgot about the F-Zero reference. I think if, following my logic, which is not very sound, but it is cool because I am cool, Ice Climbers being in no clue because of their inclusion of it's just a single NES game, I think Rob should probably go there.
Like around where they are?
Around where they are. Because I think it's fun to have Rob in to be referenced as a Nintendo thing, because it's been described to me multiple times.
That was my argument with Game & Watching. You were just like, oh, whatever.
You know what? You can do whatever you want with Game & Watch. I don't care.
So he's flat.
If I turn him at 45 degrees or 90 degrees, it's 90 degrees. I can't see him.
And if I turn Rob 90 degrees, he'll turn back to me and stare into my soul.
That's true. It's been described to me multiple times that Rob, I think it was mostly the NES, but Rob single-handedly saved the video game industry from the video game crash.
Really?
Of whenever the year was. And he's important for that reason.
But I'll give him the respect he deserves them and move him above the Ice Climbers.
I will take it. Toon Link.
Toon Link, I'm very iffy on because, when was the last time the Wind Waker style was relevant?
Let's just put him next to Young. Let's put him below Dark Pit.
Below Dark. Okay. I can agree with that.
I love Wind Waker. I think it's probably a better game than Ocarina. Maybe. It's definitely a better looking game.
Oh yeah,
Even
but that's because
even
like
in,
there was like a nice art style at the time.
I was
that-
gonna say, like, not even considering the hardware upgrade from the N64 to the GameCube. I'm just thinking about, like, whenever I think of Young Link at this point or Ocarina of Time, if I think of art direction, usually I think of the nostalgia that I have for the N64, but it looks ugly as sin. Then I think about the 3DS, the Ocarina of Time 3D, and that's a pretty different. It's similar enough, but because of the increase in polygons, I don't know, it looks better.
Yeah.
But Wind Waker has better art direction.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've not played Wind Waker that much. I think I played the original on GameCube a bit, and that was it. But I feel like if you put the original next to the HD remaster, like, yeah, it's gonna look better, but that's because like you have a higher resolution, you're in widescreen, and I think that's why it looks better.
Right.
When you compare Ocarina of Time to Ocarina of Time 3D, 3D looks better because the game looks better. But they didn't need to do that to Wind Waker. They just needed to make the technology make it look better. So
Right.
that being
Like,
said, he doesn't do anything different from Young Link. He
It's
just does
kind
it
of like
faster.
it's a bunch of factors. The main one is just that it's Link again.
Yeah.
But even more so is, like, I'm just thinking of the importance of Ocarina of Time, of, like, Sheik is up there because of the important, like, single-handedly because of the importance of Ocarina of Time, and because the character's cool. Like, that, as far up, like, in the probably tier. The Links aren't because they're more Links. And then further thinking about the importance of Ocarina of Time and the importance of Wind Waker, whatever. I think overall Wind Waker is probably a better game, but Ocarina of Time is, in video game contexts, seemingly more important or more accessible. Like,
More important,
it's much easier.
I will say. I don't know about accessible.
It's, well, what I mean by accessible is it's much easier to sell here's an adventure game to a wider audience than it is to sell here's an adventure game where you're mostly on the ocean.
Okay. Yeah, you have a point.
It's like, it's a slightly smaller demographic, very similar overlapping demographics because it's Zelda games. But just the idea of, like, speaking from personal experience, I loved Wind Waker, but the idea of most of it is on water is, like, a more unique. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's less, like, accessible wasn't the right word.
It's not
Well-rounded?
as
I don't
appealing,
know.
I think, to most people as like just being on land is.
I don't think of it as adventure game. I think of it as boat game.
Boat game.
It
with
is an adventure game, but I think of it as boat game.
Boat game.
None of this matters, though, because they're both probably not tier.
Yeah.
Wolf.
This is another. My heart wants to say probably way higher than he actually is. Because he also got cut once. He got cut once.
That's true, and that wasn't because of technical limitations.
And they didn't try to resell him to us. That's another important distinction. Roy and Lucas, they were like, we can sell these to people again. They didn't bother with Wolf.
I'm like, oh man, because now I'm reevaluating the thing with Sheik also, because it's like, oh, it's first party. You know what? I'm being too picky. I'm being too specific. Because I was just thinking, like, well, Sheik is first party, so they could obviously use it, and same with Pit and Mr. Game & Watch. Like, maybe they should go higher, but then it's like, it's whatever, making the tier list.
Like over
Wolf.
Diddy Kong, though, I wouldn't put those over Diddy Kong. Honestly.
Right.
I think they're where they need to be.
I think that's fine too. But yeah, probably is a good section. Wolf, I'm thinking of, like, all right, it's more bad guy representation.
Yes.
But it's a bad guy of a game that's not, like, current, relevant.
Like, we put Fox up in top tier, but like not that high in top tier. And Falco's already like around the middle of the pack and no clue.
Yeah.
And like I think more bad guy representation is good, and I think it should be in there, but I don't think Nintendo thinks like that because we have evidence from like Smash 64. Who's the bad guy?
Yeah.
It's Donkey Kong, sort of.
Yeah.
And then like Melee, we got Bowser and Ganondorf, and I think that was it. And sort of Mewtwo.
Oh yeah, that was it.
Sort of Mewtwo. Like, the point is, I don't think they care as much about bad guy rep, which
Right.
I don't like because I like bad guys. I learned just now that Wolf is the enemy. Yes.
Yeah, Wolf is on Team Star Wolf, which is the rival faction of Team Star Fox.
Yeah.
Take that, liberals.
So I would probably put
Sorry.
Wolf below Lucas or above Ivysaur.
Let's put him below Lucas. I was thinking just next to Falco. Just plop him down there.
No, I don't think he has enough. Like you were saying too. Like your melee bias was kind of showing, but I do think that plays some factor in there. Like I don't see Wolf. I see Falco being in there more than Daisy, but I don't see Wolf. I don't see Wolf around the Daisy area.
I think that's probably fine. Villager. What are your thoughts on Villager?
God, I wish I knew. First off, I think he needs a rework to look more like the newer designs.
Yeah.
Or maybe keep him like the classic villagers. I don't know.
Make him taller.
Do both. Just half and half the character things, like whatever.
I think for similar for like legal reasons. Like Villager seems to me one that might be cut because of trimming the fat, but
it's also Animal Crossing. People love Animal Crossing.
People love Animal Crossing. I love Animal Crossing.
Those animals.
It's people are crossing those animals. I say above Sonic.
All day. Above like Sonic? Yeah.
Probably above Sonic, only because of first party.
Yeah, I could see that.
I mean, if Sonic was owned by Nintendo, Sonic would be like next to Mario.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. No question. Factor. We'd also have good Sonic games, so
that's probably true.
I will say though, I loved the base game of Frontiers. Did not care for the DLC.
I'm sorry to hear that, Sean.
But yeah, Villager. I think having an Animal Crossing rep is good, and I just don't want a stage like Brawl did. Like, here's a stage. We don't know how to make the Villager a character. He has an axe. Let him use it.
I did not care for the Godfather. It insists upon itself. What? It's a classic.
How can you not care for it? I don't understand. Mega Man.
Mega Man.
This is where I think it gets. We're in Smash 4 at this point. Villager was I believe the first Smash 4 rep. I don't know how badly Capcom wanted Mega. I mean, I guess they gave him Ryu as well in Smash 4, right? Like Ryu was the last. No, he was like the
Mega Man. I think, if anything, I mean, obviously Capcom letting them use their IP, but Mega Man in Smash 4, specifically the old Mega Man design, I think was very deliberate of like Nintendo celebrating their roots and NES games and how many gosh dang Mega Man games were on the NES and the Super Nintendo.
It was 6.
It was at least 6.
It was at least 6. Wait, Super Nintendo 2? Oh, that was like at least triple that then.
That was like 8, maybe, and also X. That's a lot of games. That's a lot of games.
It's a lot of games. So many games.
But because of the whole third-party thing again, I'm feeling just put him right below Sonic.
Right below Sonic?
Like,
that's way higher than I thought you were about to say.
Well, I'm looking at Pokemon Trainer and I'm thinking maybe below Pokemon Trainer, but I'm like,
the Meta Knight.
It's just because it's Mega Man. Mega Man and Sonic, I think, are the two that they're gonna try if they make another Smash game. Those are the two they're gonna try as hard as they can to get them back.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that. I don't know about. I would probably put him like below Diddy though. I think Diddy's more of a shoe into Mega Man.
I'll take it.
maybe not as like Sheik, because Sheik's that like cutoff point where I'm just like probably, but eh. And everyone else, I'm like probably.
I just realized, looking at the other characters that are in, we're getting to the fun part. We're getting to the spicies.
Oh yeah.
I think these next ones are going to be kind of spicy.
Oh, definitely. Like when I think the top part, like the top of the list is where we were just like, all right, we probably know everyone from Smash 64 is going to make it, and like half the Melee cast. But like when you get to the bottom, especially when you get to all these third party ones, that's when it's going to be like, oh.
Yeah.
But we're not there yet. Wii Fit Trainer.
Wii Fit Trainer, I think, is probably not. I don't personally see Wii Fit coming back. I think Wii Fit Trainer is one of the most
gone.
Right. It's like we're on Ring Fit now. Catch up.
Right. Honestly, why didn't they just call it like Wii Fit? No.
Fitness Trainer.
Yeah, they could have called it something like that, and whatever. Yeah. I don't think she's gonna make it back.
I think if anything, they might do a very cool coding thing, and they might include characters with alternate costumes. Like, I was thinking about Dr. Mario earlier, and Project M/P Plus has Dr. Mario set to just an alternate costume of Mario with some different properties. Like forward aerial has like a fire effect for regular Mario, but it does lightning for Dr. Mario. Neutral B is pills.
Should have been.
It's so much easier.
Nintendo needs to up their alternate costume game, and it's
given the way that other fighters work and the way that people will buy them, and they only used it to sell amiibo or not amiibo, Mii fighter costumes. They could have done a lot, and they just didn't.
So what are we thinking? And probably not. Like, I think this is a tough one because I feel like she just doesn't have relevance anymore. Like,
I would say above.
All these have relevance, like relevant series.
I think above Lucina, but only because it's still a unique IP.
True.
I'm only factoring in
character too, like not a Echo Fighter of anybody.
Right. And they're interesting. Wii Fit is one of the most interesting characters I've seen in a fighting game.
I heard they're supposed to be like the joke character of Smash 4.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I don't really see it though. They feel like they're just really good if you know what you're doing.
They're just weird.
Just weird.
Let's stretch our legs.
Let's stretch our legs. Let's touch our toes. Rosalina and Luma being our actual first puppet character.
I got no clue.
I think only one. Yeah, she's a tough one because like she's a Galaxy character that they just keep putting in everything because they're just like, hey, we have new Mario characters, put them in things.
Right. I think Rosalina and Luma will, I can't believe I'm saying this, go above Ike in No Clue. I think it's the Mario factor. I think it's just 100% the Mario factor.
She's also like you were saying too, she's a princess. And like she has like she's a woman with more representation there. And she's a puppet character. That's very unique.
She is a puppet character.
There is like besides arguably Ice Climbers, there is no other puppet character.
Right.
So
she's cool. Excuse me, she's cool.
She's very cool. She's
the temperature in space is very low. Ha ha ha.
It's
true.
Did
you hear the funny joke I made?
I did. I was choosing to ignore it.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, I think she belongs probably around there.
It's just because they keep, as you mentioned, they keep including her in different stuff for like relevance.
Right.
I think. No, she in Mario Kart. I'm like, what?
She's in like the sports games.
Oh, sports games. That's true.
So,
like, I was gonna say, what's the most recent relevant thing that she's been in? And I think it's probably the football. Sorry.
Yeah.
European football, soccer.
But then she's also been like she's in everything Daisy's in, but she was also in a slightly more recent game. I mean, Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 wasn't recent, but
Right.
like she's been in more games technically. Well, more mainline games technically, because I think Daisy was only in the one, right? Yeah.
And like
Little
mainline. Oh yeah, like little Super Mario Land.
Yeah. Just
that was
the
it.
one. And then Rosalina was in Galaxy 1 and 2. Little Mac.
I want to put Little Mac right below Rob the Robot.
Right below Rob the Robot.
And that's because my logic for Little Mac is the exact same logic for the Ice Climbers.
But he said more than one game.
I'm going to go ahead and put Little Mac right above Rob the Robot.
That's fair.
No, I don't know. No, actually, that's a good point. Maybe bump him up to probably.
I don't know about that though, because like he has had more than one game, but the last one was on the Wii, and I don't think anyone bought it.
That's
So,
true.
I
mean,
but
they've
he's had like a bunch of games, so
They've also included the Nintendo Switch Online punch outs and stuff. And I'm just thinking from a perspective of like
scares
people love Little Mac. Like punch outs, their IP.
I think maybe bottom of probably then. I also just realized
what I
I
was
didn't
thinking,
start
too.
the music back up. I'm just gonna go ahead and do that now.
Okay.
He's definitely not more popular than Lucario, like that's for sure. But
Yeah.
I think he's probably more relevant than like maybe Rosalina. Maybe not Rosalina. I don't know. Rosalina's weird. I think Little Mac's fine there though.
I think so too.
Greninja. Are you ready for this one?
Don't talk to me about the frog. I don't care about him. Do what you
Are
want.
you ready for this one?
This is going to be a hot take. You're going to put him way higher than I want him to go.
Here's the thing. I don't think this is a hot take. I think your take is the hot one. Because I think he's actually going to go above Ness.
No, that's way too high.
He is the most popular Pokemon.
Is that real?
An official poll. He is the most popular Pokemon.
That is fucked up. His tongue is a scarf.
I mean, it's also evidence like fucking Battle Bond Ash Greninja. Like, he was so popular.
Oh, that's
they
true.
fused him with the main character of the anime. And then
That's
put that
true.
in the video games.
I think here is my hot take. I guess I will accept it. I would like to move Greninja down to probably, personally. But that's again just based on popularity. I think you're probably right. In that case, I didn't know that. Greninja's probably a shoo-in.
Yeah. Like,
Personal taste.
I don't like Greninja. I don't care to use him in Pokemon games. I do not care to use him in Smash Bros. But I think setting my own feelings aside completely, 100% guaranteed to be in the next game.
Personal taste, aesthetics, whatever. Greninja is like the opposite of my thing. Really not. Don't care. Don't care about Greninja. Do not talk to me about Greninja. You can't make me like Greninja. However, Ninja Frog with a tongue scarf, very fun, very creative.
Yes.
I
And
really like the idea.
we're going to get into it a little bit more when we get down to Incineroar. Because I will
Oh,
have things.
God.
I will have things to say then. But for now, we have to go with your main, the Miis.
Just put them on, probably not.
You think so?
I truly believe that.
You think-
Well, I don't know. Let's no clue. Just put them
No
at the bottom
clue?
of no clue.
Okay.
And it's only because the Mii's relevance was on the Wii.
Right.
The Wii is a dead system. The Wii has been a dead system for like 3 systems. And I think programming or adapting Smash Brothers, I think it's a great idea. Super, super fun to add, like, make your own character. Super, super fun thing.
Or make
I bet
characters
they
they
would-
couldn't put in the game, like Chrom.
That's true. I bet they would do it again.
Yeah. If they don't put
you know what?
Miis in, it's gonna be those creepy kids from the Switch sports game.
That's actually, I was going to
Amiibo.
bring that up. I was going to
Okay.
bring that up because it seems to me today that all you see is violence in movies and sex on TV. But where were those good old-fashioned values?
You've done 2 Family Guy references in my
Of
stream,
which we used to
and I
rely.
want you to know that is so many more than I should allow.
Lucky there's a Family Guy. Thanks for having me.
I-
See myself out.
If we're not getting to me specifically, I do think we're gonna get some sort of create your own thing based on these 3 archetypes. So
Peter. Peter. The horse is here. I'm waiting. I'm watching chat. I'm waiting for Slab to type that. The horse is here.
okay, is that just a thing you two say to each other all the time?
It's from a little bit of a meme where it's just from an out of context clip of like a dinner where Peter buys a horse with like brain damage or something.
Okay.
And there's something wrong with the horse. And they're just sitting down at the dinner table, and the horse walks into the dinner table, and Lois just goes, Peter, the horse is here. And then usually Peter just looks and goes, oh yeah, and there's like a scene that happens related to it. But somebody edited it so there's like spooky music. So it's just like dark music, the horse is there, and Lois is like, Peter, the horse is here. And then Peter looks, and then looks away, and the dark music continues, and that's the end of the video.
Okay.
It's really funny.
I'm gonna take your word for that.
But anyway, so I put the Mies.
the Mies.
I didn't care for the Godfather. The Mies are kind of losing relevance, as demonstrated by the Switch.
Not
Like
having
sports
them. No, they lost
game.
relevance.
Yeah.
But what's weird is Nintendo will keep bringing like one or like they'll bring something back with the minute, like Smash or Tomodachi Life.
Yeah.
Like I think is it Tomodachi Life that's on the, it's something me on the Switch.
The Quest one. What was it called? What's that
Tomodachi
game?
Quest. I don't care.
That's
point
not
is-
it, but that's fine. Metopia.
Okay.
Thank you, Slab.
Like-
That's the one.
They are like a little bit relevant, but like not enough.
Right.
But I do think like if we don't get Mies back, we'll have something because they're not just. I don't think they're gonna be like, well, we have these like templates that we can just do whatever the hell we want with. Let's get rid of them.
Right. Plus, the fact that they're even called Mies is only relevant. The I thing. It's only because of the Wii.
Right.
Like
But
I
they
just.
could just call them like brawlers or
Right.
something.
It's if the Switch 2 Electric Boogaloo has the option for making Mies in like your profile or whatever the heck you want, like it currently is in the Switch, then yeah, I could see them coming back.
Right.
If they totally like, I think that would mark the official death of the Wii's of the Mies. If when you try to make a new account on the Switch 2, the sequel to the Switch, that they're just not even an option. I think that would be the final nail in the coffin.
Right.
But if they continue them, then there's a very strong possibility that they'll just come back. I mean, there's
So
been a
no
Smash
clue.
Brothers on every console. No Clue is, I think, a great place to put them.
No clue. Palutena. I have already talked about how much I love Uprising, and it honestly, no small part from Palutena. She is so funny in that game. The
I say,
terrible shit she does to Pit, it's hilarious.
yeah, she's something. My vote is put her right below Pit. Probably. I think if Pit comes back, she's like almost guaranteed.
Yeah, see, I want to agree, but the relevance thing is the issue. I actually, like, I think she's less relevant than, like, Daisy.
Maybe.
I don't want to put her that low, but I might have to.
I'm like, I think that would probably be fine. Well, since it's still No Clue, I think that's fine.
Like, I'm not putting her down in probably not, because I don't think she belongs that low.
Yeah, like I said,
there's a good chance.
I very strongly feel like if they include Pit, if they include Kid Icarus at all, if Pit's there, Palutena's there. People love
Probably.
Palutena.
But she was also, at least in Smash 4, she was supposed to be a vehicle for the customized moves
Right.
thing, because, like, everyone had, like, oh, Mario does a fireball, but it's bigger. And hers was just like, I have 12 different moves for my specials. Figure it out.
Yeah.
And then no one did, because no one used the custom moves.
And also they banned it in tournaments.
Yeah.
Except
That
for the
was
fun
silly.
tournament.
They
Yeah.
should allow them in tournaments. Like Nintendo officially sanctioned Nintendo tournaments should have made them mandatory.
It would have been really fun to see, like, considering that it is Nintendo and they don't want Super Smash Brothers to be
Competitive.
as competitive. They don't want it to be as competitive as literally any other fighting game is deliberately designed to be. But they could, in theory, balance moves. They could do custom moves again, and they could balance them super, super well. That would be an incredible task, but they could do it.
They could do it. They won't though. Pac-Man.
Yeah, I think Palutena is in a good spot.
Yeah.
Pac-Man's a weird one.
He's in it because Bandai helped with the game.
Yeah.
The past 2 entries.
I think if there's another Smash Brothers, Bandai will help again.
Okay.
Personally. But because that's not, like, we don't know. No clue. I don't know. Top of no clue. Not below Ike.
Below Ike. Actually, above Ike.
No!
I'm sorry, but he's more relevant. He has
That's true.
cartoons.
He does have cartoon. His eyes are him.
You can't say that about Ike.
You can't. It's true.
Or, like, most of the roster.
No, 100%. I forgot about Smash 4 and Ultimate being co-developed by Bamco. 100%. If that happens again, Pac-Man's in it.
Yeah, here's the thing. Pac-Man is not in No Clue. Pac-Man is either in top tier or, like, bottom of probably not. Or maybe, middle of probably not. But,
It just depends.
But, like, yeah, it depends on if Bandai's making it or not. Just like how Kirby's at the top, depending on if Sakurai's making it or not.
Exactly. Robin.
Robin, Robin's going in the bottom.
We agree. Cool. Shulk.
Robin is the Avatar character from Awakening. I would say one of the more interesting Avatar characters, probably.
I know Chrom and Lucina. I think Lucina and Robin were both revealed at around the same time. But to me, Robin is like the quintessential there are too many Fire Emblem characters in this video game.
Yes.
Character.
I liked how they represented the weapon, like, degradation thing that goes on in Fire Emblem. In theory, hated in practice. It makes them, like, not as fun to play. Like, oh, I use side B too much. Guess I'm not using that for, like, 10 seconds. I used up B too much and I'm off stage? Well, that's egg on my face.
I actually really love Robin's moveset and how they function as a character in Smash Brothers. But looking at the list and thinking about the logic of, 1, there's too many Fire Emblem characters, 2, how easy it would be, whatever. Like, I'm considering the first party IP thing, but I'm just like, I'm thinking about the probably not section, and Lucina and Chrom are only in there because they're clone characters.
Yeah.
Robin was too much. It's just too much, man. There's just too many characters.
I agree.
Unique moveset, very cool, very interesting. Niche already filled by Zelda. Shulk. Is Shulk first party Nintendo? Xenoblade first party Nintendo?
I want to say yes. I want to say it's the situation where, like, it's made by Monolith Soft. Like, everything's done by them. But
right, it started as
Nintendo,
Xenogears, right?
Nintendo fronts the bill. Yeah, so this might get into spoilers for the DLC.
You can just say kinda.
3.
You can just say kinda.
Gears, not as much. Saga, maybe.
Okay.
And, like, they're made by the same people, But like actually, fun fact: Xenogears. I mentioned this during my playthrough. Was actually originally going to be, I believe, Final Fantasy VII until they like went too off the rails.
Oh yeah.
And they were just like, all right, different game then. And then I think Xenosaga might have been a different company than Square Enix. And then Chronicles is Nintendo. So like Nintendo fronts the bill, and Monolith Soft helps them with stuff like Breath of the Wild. Essentially, Shulk is first party. I personally want to put him in the top tier, like above. Actually, probably at like the bottom of the top tier. But in reality, I think I'd probably put him above like Mega Man.
If I may, I want to put him right below what is his name? Boxer. Little Mac. Because
Little Mac. Okay.
they didn't do this for Smash Ultimate. They didn't do this for Smash Ultimate, but I'm just like, I'm thinking Fire Emblem logic a little bit with Ike replacing Roy. And like Link redesign. And I know they're different characters completely, but I'm like, whatever the most recent rep of Xenoblade Chronicles, whatever, like which, like, Noah is 3, right?
Noah is
Main
3.
character's name is
Yes.
Noah?
Yes.
Okay, my thought is for representation, what if they're trying to push Xenoblade as like this is a continuous mainline thing, like it's our game series, buy our product. I'm under the impression that Xenoblade 3 had like really, really great sales, critical acclaim, all that stuff. Like if they're gonna do another Xenoblade rep and they're doing a like cutting characters type thing, they would put Noah in as a new character, if anything. I don't expect they would cut Shulk, but if they did, that would be why.
I agree, but I think you made a good point against keeping him so low, and that's because Shulk is the Marth of Xenoblade.
Oh, that's true.
He is the first like major, like he's the first main character protagonist. Like there's a whole crew, you can control any of them, but he's like the main character.
He wears red. He's the Mario.
Exactly. That's why they put him in the red.
Pretty sure he shows up in the DLC or something, but that's spoilers for people that actually play the game, I think.
So we won't talk about it. I mean, it's yeah. But yeah, he's an important character, especially for that game. So I think putting him too low is not great. I will say Xenoblade only has the 4 entries, so maybe it's not like as guaranteed as like Diddy Kong.
Wait, 4 entries?
Yeah. Can you not count? Can you not count? It's 1, X, 2, 3. Come on, Steven.
Okay, shut the fuck up, Sean. I swear to God. I forgot about X.
Can't believe it. People were clamoring to get Elma from that game in Smash, and then instead we got the big boob ladies.
I don't know any. Anyway, let's move on. Put Shulk wherever you want. You've made a very valid argument.
Shulk above or below Mega Man, because I think Mega Man has more relevance overall. But Xenoblade is a very important game to Nintendo.
Current.
So
It's current.
it's like their RPG at this point.
It's their Final Fantasy VII of right now.
Yes.
Bowser Jr.
Bowser Jr. Oh,
I
man.
actually think Bowser Jr. should go above Villager because Nintendo fucking loves Bowser Jr.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree. Like, if he wasn't brought back every other game at least, he'd probably be lower. But he's brought back every other Mario game.
Yeah.
At least. Oh my god.
You gotta have your little feisty little guy, little goblin man.
And he's not like a minor antagonist too. Like half the time he's the one that's like running away with the princess.
Bowser Jr.
I do want to rework for him though. I like the clown car thing.
I do too.
But
I think that'd be fun.
I think he'd be more fun if he at least give him the paintbrush. I don't care if it makes no sense for the other Koopalings if you keep them as alternate skins. I want the paintbrush.
I kind of want to see them do a rework for everybody. Like
I mean,
if
overall,
that
yes,
would
absolutely.
if that would be a reason to cut the number of characters to do full 100% start from scratch reworks, just like basic fundamental stuff, and then change everything. Like obviously Mario still has neutral B as a fireball, but
Right.
like everything else is totally different. Like I could understand cutting the cast of characters.
Yeah.
It'd be like a
get
totally
Mario
different game.
Cappy. Have Cappy do something. Like
Yep.
the cape hasn't been relevant in so long. Unlike the Tanuki, like even the Tanuki tail, even like Tanuki
Yeah.
tail's more relevant than the cape, which I love the cape, but still. Yeah, I would love to see a rework of. I already mentioned it. Ganondorf needs to be changed entirely,
Yeah.
and just put Black Bull in. Just whatever.
Yeah.
Appease everybody.
Ultimate was actually a really solid step in the right direction for Ganondorf.
Yes.
Unfortunately, he's bad, but it was a good
Unfortunately,
step
his
in the right
steps are
direction.
just really slow because he's a slow character.
Yeah.
Duck Hunt.
Puppy Dog and Duck.
I don't think I can put him higher than Little Mac. Because
I
I think they
agree
fit the
with you.
same niche of being like classic NES characters, but Little Mac's more relevant.
Just put him next to Rob.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah, next to Rob feels good.
I feel that. I would maybe... no.
Duck Hunt's relevance, maybe. I don't know. I was thinking
put him
maybe above.
Rob. But
That's what I was thinking too, because Duck Hunt's relevance is solely because Duck Hunt came bundled with Mario Brothers,
right.
Super Mario Brothers on the
I had
NES.
that bundle when I was a kid.
I forgot you had an E NES.
Yeah. I don't know how long I had it, and my mom traded it away because she thought I wasn't using it. But yeah, I did have one.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's fine. It's only worth a lot of money these days. It's fine.
It's funny. That system, if I may, just for a second before we talk about Ryu, and get to the spicy characters.
Spicy takes.
Man, the original NES is like a mythical system to me. I'm sure, I don't know. It's something to do with the hardware. It's like not even the games themselves. It's the hardware itself and the controller and the whole experience of setting it up and playing it connected to a TV. Like, I might look into seeing how much it would cost to get like even a used one.
Get
just to
one of
try
the
it out.
minis, dude. See if
I might have to.
If they're still in stock. You can mod them. So whatever
We'll
you
see.
want on there. I want to talk about Ryu.
Ryu.
I think Ryu is gonna be where it like you said, this is where it's gonna get a little spicier. I don't think I would put him above Mega Man, for one. I think Mega Man's more likely to be a Capcom rep than Ryu. Specifically in Smash. If this was any other fighting game, Ryu would be like top tier, like for guest characters.
Yeah.
But Smash specifically.
It's Ryu from Streets. I'd say, no clue.
Yeah, I just don't know where.
Like below Ike, because he's also cool.
Below
No, below, I'm feeling, I'm feeling below Mewtwo, but above Zero Suit Samus for sure.
Okay, I could see that.
It's purely vibe based.
Very well.
I have
Stream
no
cut?
further explanation.
Um,
I think
Back?
Mega Man is more well known
okay.
as a character. And stream cut, I see it. I think Mega Man is
Scared
more
me.
well known as a character, but Ryu is more relevant as a fighting game character, but I don't like what direction would they go, who knows. It's a
Right.
mystery.
Yeah.
Ken, I'm just gonna flat out call it. I think he's probably not.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Honestly, probably as far down as like. Oof, yeah, probably.
I think just-
maybe
Just in principle, like the Echo Fighters or clone characters are probably all gonna be and probably not.
Yeah. It's also like Ken could just be a reskin of Ryu.
Right.
And probably should have been. Like a lot of these characters just should have been recolors of other characters.
Yeah. Like Brawl had the thing with well, they probably wanted to include voices. Like, if anything, I think that's it.
They could
'Cause
make
they
it work.
probably
The
they probably
Bowser Jr. They all have different voices.
That's true. They don't have an excuse. I mean, Simon and Richter is the one I'm thinking of, where there's effectively no difference. There's no real difference.
Yeah, no, those two are probably going to end up next to each other. Here's the thing. One of them is going to be somewhere, and the other one's going to probably be at the bottom.
Yeah.
I just don't know which one, because I don't play Castlevania. Like, I don't know which one's more popular.
That's the thing. It's. I mean, we'll talk about it when
We'll
we
get to it. We'll get to it when we get to it, yeah. But we're happy where Ryu and Ken are?
Yeah, where's Ken? Yeah, I'm happy where Ken is.
Okay. Cloud.
Wow.
And I actually think we're just going to jump ahead, because they're a package deal.
That's true. Cloud.
When
Ow.
See, so when another thing when Square Enix was, or not Square Enix, when Sakurai was talking about like getting characters back, I felt Cloud was one of those characters too.
Yeah.
Where they were like, we had to pull some strings to get this character.
Yeah, like
in.
I complain about the costumes being really boring and not great. Like, there's the Advent Children ones, but the regular default ones, the color variations are basically nothing. They're all black.
Yeah.
And it's hard to see. But, like, what I should be complaining about is the fact that they don't have English voices. That, like, I guarantee you that was a Square thing. That was just a, like, Square, like, you can have him, but only if you make sure that he's got the exclusively Japanese voices.
I mean, it might have also been like at the time, this was before Remake came out, but well after like Advent Children. So they might not have had voices for them, you know? But they might have had like Japanese voices. I don't know. I'm not trying to make an excuse. I want English voices too, but they might not have had their own English voices at the time.
Right,
Aardvark
I'm just
brings up my biggest complaint. No fucking music.
And no music, that's true.
There's so many good songs in Final Fantasy VII, and they were just like, you can have 2. Oh, we're giving you Sephiroth? Have like 3 or 4 more. And then we have Street Fighter that's like, take our album, make new ones. Give us more music to put in these games.
And then Terry Bogard over there comes along and is like, hey, do you want music from the entire SNK catalog?
Right.
You've got it.
Oh my god, yeah, no, Ryu's just like, here's all my music, and Terry's just like, hold my beer.
Yeah. Good lord.
But yeah, I actually think that these two, from the evidence we have, like bottom of, well, for now, bottom of is a Smash with them.
Yeah.
I would honestly, again, I would group them together with Snake, personally, but I think Snake at least has like more to show in Smash than those two combined. So
my thought is just like, my first thought was Nintendo being kind of buddy-buddy with Square. And then I rethought it, and I'm like, there's no way. They're not. No. I forgot about that. I forgot about all the licensing stuff and the lack of music and a bunch of problems with it. Like, they're the perfect example of not being buddy-buddy with the company.
Right. Also, I'm sure Square Enix is... Or no, Nintendo's probably still mad at Square Enix for, like, taking their games and putting them on PlayStation instead.
Yeah.
Way back in the day.
Even now.
People were just like, we want Cloud in. And they were just like, ugh, fine.
Yeah. But even now, though, like, I just think of, what was it, 16? Whatever 16. The newest Final Fantasy game. 15's the boy band one. 16.
Yes, yeah.
That was PC and PS5 or PS4, right?
I don't know about PS4. Definitely PS5.
Probably PS5.
Probably then. PC, maybe even Xbox. I think they've been putting them out on Xbox as well. Damn, I'm not sure. I'd have to go look it up. It's not, I mean, it's not Nintendo, because Nintendo, the whole reason Final Fantasy moved from Nintendo to Sony was because Nintendo's consoles weren't good enough to handle Final Fantasy, and that has not changed.
Right.
Like, ever since the jump from Super Nintendo to N64, Nintendo's, like, their consoles just haven't been as good as the competition's, And Square Enix is just like, well, we want to put those to the test, so you're not even in the running.
Yeah. This isn't even addressing the Switch can't run it.
Yeah, Switch can't run it.
They want to make their games really pretty and immersive.
Can't run
and
Final
Switch.
Fantasy 15 even. They had to put the phone game version of it on there. So
Yeah. I
anyway,
remember that.
we're gonna talk about Corrin now. Corrin's going below Robin.
No, lower.
Do you really?
Lower,
Do you
yes.
think it's more of a chance than Pichu?
Lower.
I'm not putting the
Screw him, it's Corrin, lower.
no.
Please.
Look, I think Corrin has a better shot of being in the sequel than Cloud and Sephiroth. I don't.
Yeah, but he's
like
got smelly feet, and that propels him downwards.
I don't like it. I just think it's true.
Ugh.
I'm sorry. I have some integrity.
Okay, no, for not being hyperbolic and making jokes and stuff. Truly, I think that there's a minimal chance of Cloud and Sephiroth getting in. I think at this point, given that given that Corrin was only added to the game in Smash 4 for the sake of being the most recent Fire Emblem game, and then added again in Ultimate because it was the legacy game of every single one of them.
Okay.
That's the only reason Corrin would be considered at all. If they're not doing it,
your point.
Stinky. Doesn't wear shoes. Stinky character.
I see your point. Okay.
Sleepy game. Play Fire Emblem 6. Anyway, Bayonetta.
Bayonetta, I actually want to put her in top tier.
Really? Oh yeah, they're on that whole series is Nintendo now, like first party.
Yeah, that is essentially first party Nintendo.
Acquired by.
They foot the bill too.
Damn. Yeah, forgot about that.
Probably you're gonna hate me with this. Probably like just above Olimar.
Ooh, I do hate you for that. I'll allow it. That's fine.
No, I'll give you just below. Just because like Pikmin's probably, it's more of a Nintendo game than Bayonetta, but Bayonetta is like basically first party Nintendo.
My thought process behind it is only because of while Bayonetta is basically first party Nintendo at this point, it's similar mindset for me with the Shulk thing of like I just assume it's a relatively Xenoblade isn't even relatively recently, like that was back on the Wii. Yeah. Bayonetta is actually relatively recently.
No, it's back on the PS3, same generation.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Also, I think she's one of our only like female protagonists, like main character.
That's
you
true.
Play as her. It's like her and Samus, and not counting any of the characters that you can like play, male or female. Is that it?
I forgot about that. Yeah.
That if Wii Fit. Actually, you don't play as a Wii Fit trainer in Wii Fit. You play as you.
You play as you.
And she trains you. And also there's a male one, so that doesn't count. Yeah.
That's true.
So.
That's a good point.
Plus, she won the poll for most wanted character in Europe for Smash 4, so. And you know how much Nintendo of Japan loves Europe.
Yeah, we'll keep her there.
Yeah.
It's a little bit weird for me to see, but we'll keep her there.
I just think she's enough of a Nintendo character. Inkling.
Splatoon is Nintendo's Call of Duty. You gotta Inkling is top tier.
Yeah,
100%.
No, definitely going up here. I'm kind of debating somewhere in here, like not above Ganon, but probably not below Ness.
I'd say above DDD.
Above,
like I just assume that like it's Splatoon. They're trying to excuse me. They're trying to make it. They're trying to keep it's mainline. It's Inkling.
It's Inkling. I totally agree. Like it's Splatoon. Again, it's one of their biggest franchises now. So
it's Splatoon.
It's Splatoon.
All right, so this brings us to an important question. Our next character.
Does.
Do you think Ridley is too big?
I don't think he's big enough in Smash. I think they need to make him bigger. Like I think if you could play a Smash 4 Ridley in Ultimate, where he was a boss, that'd be perfect.
I think I think it's too big. I would actually put him in probably, but like the low end.
Yeah, I would.
You know, maybe
At the highest, he would be here.
You know what? Can we put Ridley there and then bump up Rosalina to probably, but like just past Ridley?
Yeah, that works. I think now that the gates are open, now that we have Ridley in Smash, I think it would be really mean to take him away. Because, like, he's the bad guy in Metroid. Like, the bad guy. Besides the titular Metroid.
Metroid.
So.
I know what titular means.
I don't. I was hoping I used it correctly.
You did. You did.
So I don't want to see him go. And I think Sakurai at this point would probably just be like, all right, he's there, whatever.
Yeah, he's just there.
Needs a bit of a rework. I think the only thing I would really want is if you... So you know he has that skewer move when you're on the ground? If you do that in the air, he should be pointing it down at an angle like he does in Super Metroid. Anyway.
I think they'd probably rework him a little bit. If he got added to a new game, they'd rework his moveset a little bit.
A little bit.
It's really funny looking at the tier list and seeing the words "no clue" next to Pac-Man's smiling mug.
Everyone in all the other tiers are how likely they are to be in the next game. Everyone in No Clue just doesn't know what's going on.
Pac-Man is saying that.
Mewtwo and Wolf are mad about it. Everyone else is just head empty. But yeah, the Belmonts.
Simon Belmont. Because Konami. I regrettably want to put Simon Belmont above Snake.
Yeah, I actually think that's the perfect place.
And it's only because Konami. If they had like any other friendly terms, like, I mean, Simon Belmont is basically, I mean, it's Castlevania 1 on the original, like the NES.
I'm also gonna put Richter at the top.
I would put Richter there as well.
Of Is It Smash with them, only because I think we only need one Belmont.
Yeah.
You could
and
swap them, but I think Simon's the more, like, recognizable one.
I don't even know. Because when I think of... something that I thought would be interesting to make some kind of tier list out of, but like it's really also not because it's kind of obvious which ones it would be a tier list of which assist trophies are likely to make it in. And usually the answer is just like the humanoid ones. Because when I think of who we could probably if there's a list, like if there's even a tier list maker.
I don't think we have time for it. We have an hour left before I need to call it, and we still have so many characters to go through.
That's true. My point was just going to be when I think of the main character of Castlevania, like Simon Belmont only comes to mind. If I'm understanding correctly, I probably don't. Simon Belmont only comes to mind because he's the main character of the first Castlevania.
Right.
But like Alucard is the character that comes to mind of like when I think of Castlevania protagonist, and it's only because Symphony of the Night is incredibly, incredibly popular. And he's not even a Belmont.
Not even a Belmont? I never played.
Not even a wood guy.
When someone says Castlevania to me, I don't think of any one in particular. I think of man with whip, and that's it. That's actually it.
That's basically it. To take a second to pull you aside from the tier list and give you a recommendation, if you have any interest in playing like a a hard arcade style game, try out Castlevania 1. If you have any interest in playing a Metroidvania, which I'm fairly certain you like Metroid, right?
I like Metroid. I have a gun in that.
Try out you know what's funny is both Simon's game and Richter's games are both like the arcade style, like short level completion. I think Rondo of Blood is probably a little more forgiving than original Castlevania. But try out oh man. Harmony of Dissonance? I don't know if that's the one. No, Symphony of the Night is the one that's on PlayStation 1. Just try out that one. I haven't played it, but everyone says it's amazing.
Okay. I won't.
That
But
one's-
okay.
Now, now it's like Metroid. It's a search action. King K. Rool.
I want to talk about King K. Rool because I think this is
Okay.
going to be interesting. So this is one of those characters where I feel like we don't know who owns the rights to this man.
Yeah.
It's like we think it might be Rare, which is owned by Microsoft, but we don't know for sure. But he also didn't show up for like how many years? At least 20. Maybe closer to like around 20. And like a Nintendo thing, right? Like a prominent Nintendo thing.
What do you think smells better, King K. Rool or Corn's feet? Anyway, I think
don't wanna
K. Rool
answer
should
that.
go. K. Rool, personally, I'm
probably K. Rool.
like, let's just put him in like no clue.
Yeah, he's
even-
that weird.
On top of the ownership thing of like, is he owned by Rare? Is he owned by Nintendo? By technicality, whatever. Like, as far as villains go, what's the most recent Donkey Kong game? Tropical Freeze?
Tropical Freeze.
I don't even think he's in that one.
No, he
Like-
wasn't in Tropical Freeze, and he wasn't in Returns. In Returns,
He
it was like
wasn't.
these like tiki mask things, and then I think in Tropical Freeze, it's like Arctic
like
or
penguin.
Antarctic animals.
It's like penguins.
They're just like, we're gonna show up in your forest and freeze everything, and DK is just like, no.
Will that mean I'll have more or less bananas? And they're like, less bananas. And he's like, I'm gonna get you.
But yeah, like K. Rool, again, I feel like he's not a shoo-in. He's definitely not a shoo-in.
I agree.
He's-
He relevance. He's great. He's an excellent, fun character, well-made Donkey Kong villain, but he's not currently
He has
relevant.
so much personality. But like that only gets you so far.
Meanwhile, Ridley is like, will not leave Samus alone.
He really
Like,
fucking
just-
will.
Will not leave the player alone.
He's
Just
such an
is
asshole.
present in every game. It sucks. We're tired of him. It's awesome though. He's great.
He's awesome. Isabelle?
Isabelle.
Isabelle
Man.
feels weird.
Isabelle feels like the joke character of Smash Ultimate to me.
Yeah.
I consider the DLC. We're gonna get to him in a couple characters, but considering not including the DLC, Isabelle kind of feels like the joke character. It's weird that she's in Smash Brothers. I would put her in probably not, personally, but like
At the very least, though, I think she needs to be at the top of probably not, because
I
again,
was
she
above
does have.
Wii Fit.
I think even more than like Ivysaur solo. I think it's more likely than Ivysaur solo.
Oh, Ivysaur solo. Yeah, that's a good call.
Like, she comes from a game that doesn't have any fighting, but they were just like, oh, we'll make her do silly things instead, and it works. She's
It
fun.
works very well.
But yeah, no, Villager way more likely than like Isabelle, I would say.
Isabelle just like, I think a fairly common sentiment, which is a little bit sad that I've heard, is that New Horizons was a little bit of a letdown. Every time that I see Isabelle, I'm reminded of New Leaf, and it makes me want to try playing New Leaf again.
You should.
Like, it's not going to be a new experience again, but I'm just like, man, my town is right over there. It's just sitting there.
You're just sitting there.
Should probably give it another go. New Leaf was great. Isabelle's great. Great character.
Super cute.
Okay, I want to hear your spicy thoughts on Incineroar because I don't play Pokemon.
So
Like, I mean, I do, but like, I don't play Pokemon.
Incineroar is like the exact opposite, I think, from Greninja for me.
Damn, that
Where-
sucks. His design's a million times better.
I love Incineroar. He's a popular Pokemon to use, but it's because of his ability, and he's also like pretty good. His hidden ability is Intimidate. So in double battles, you send him out, you drop both of your opponent's Pokemon's attack by one stage. So good. But he is a Gen 7 Pokemon. When we had Gen 8 coming out around the same time, like I think it was like a year after. And now we're on
that's
Gen
true.
9, and we probably won't see another Smash game until Gen 10.
That's true.
So, unfortunately, I think at the very highest, I would put him maybe above Dr. Mario. But
Question.
I think he might actually belong in the bottom tier.
A quick question about Greninja is related to that.
Yes.
Do you? Because I don't know how popular Greninja is. You said extremely.
Yeah.
How I was under the impression. Another reason that I would put Greninja lower is because of that exact thing that you mentioned with like seasonal or gen relevance. Like
Right.
Greninja was what, Gen 6?
Yeah.
But if Greninja's still super popular, then that negates it.
Right. Whereas I don't think Incineroar was ever like. Here's the other thing about Incineroar, right? Incineroar was cute cat on all four legs that stood up, and people hate that.
Well, they're wrong.
Agreed. I fucking love Incineroar so much.
Am I out of touch? No, it's the children who are wrong.
But I honestly think he's probably not coming back because we can
you're
have
probably
just better. Even in the latest gen, there is a cat that stands up that would probably do a lot better. And also, it's a grass type and not a fire type like we already have with Charizard.
It's true.
So,
Man, you're right. There's a lot of stuff
I don't
going
like
against Incineroar.
being right, but I
No,
am.
it's true. It's true.
It just makes me sad because he's my fire dark cat boy.
I'm thinking about you know what? I got distracted. I actually can't even remember what I was thinking about. Okay. I'm just thinking about Piranha Plant. Fuck you. Go next to Corrin. Plant idiot. Can't even eat by yourself.
I would actually probably put him above.
Don't do this to me. He's the joke character of the DLC. Don't do this to me.
Look, I'm not here to say I like Piranha Plant or I don't like it. I actually don't like Piranha Plant as an inclusion. I really, like, people are going to argue with this. I've had discussions before. I think that character slot could have gone to a named Nintendo character or other character that we haven't had yet, but instead we got a generic enemy. Like, I think Bandana Waddle Dee would have been a better include because at least the bandana makes that Waddle Dee a specific Waddle Dee. This is a generic Piranha Plant.
That's true.
However,
I've accepted Piranha Plant. I think it's really, really goofy as a fighter.
It's funny and like it's fun to play as. But like, it's I don't know. I feel like if it was like a Piranha Plant along with like a Goomba that's underneath it and that like runs around and like, I don't know, if it was like a tag team or something like that was silly, that'd be way better.
Dr. Goomba Tower.
Dr. Goomba, there you go, perfect. Put them in Smash. But all that being said, I do think Piranha Plant has a better chance of coming back than Robin does. And by proxy, like everyone else below them. Richter's where I'm kind of like, eh.
Damn, I hate that. I hate that you're right. That sucks. I hate that.
I'm sorry.
Fuck. Damn it. Don't tell me the Piranha Plant is more likely than Corrin and Robin. I don't need to hear this.
Sorry, I'm right.
You're correct.
I can't help it. I'm just being me. So now for the actual joke character of the DLC.
The Jonkler!
The Jonkler! With his Jaspy Japes.
Man and the Jonkler.
This is one where I'm just like, I don't know. It's a Sega property, technically, right? Persona?
Yeah. Oh, I think
they're
Sega
published
owns
by
Atlas.
Sega, or yeah, it's something along that. Sega helps with the games.
I say put him below Snake. Just because it's not first party.
Below Snake? See, Snake I feel like is where we get to the point where like,
that's true.
it's not first party and the company's terrible. So
I forgot that, yeah, because it is Atlas / Sega. It is a little different.
right. But that being said, I think above Simon's maybe the best point.
I think so too.
It's weird. Like people want Joker back. P5 is in Monkey Ball. I think they're a bit loose with the right. Well, that's because they also own Monkey Ball. And it also wouldn't just be set. Like Sega can't just say like, "Oh, I'm gonna take this." it gotta get the okay at least too from Atlas. So
Yeah.
it's also
Either
weird
way.
because it's Joker. Like, it's Persona, and like we didn't have anything like that before. So we had Final Fantasy, but like we got Cloud.
It's
which was,
Batman's rival.
Like if this was Yu Narukami, maybe go higher. I don't know, but just because they love to shove Persona 4 in fucking everything.
They should make Persona 5 Arena, but nobody is ready for that conversation.
Nobody, not even the people who would make it.
No.
The Hero.
So, I think, by the nature of them including more music from Dragon Quest than Final Fantasy, it automatically Hero goes higher than Cloud and Sephiroth, but still owned by Square.
That's the tough part.
Next to Joker.
Next to Joker? Below
Next to
Joker?
Joker.
Or above?
Yeah,
Joker?
below Joker.
Okay. Yeah, I think they were a little more loose with the Hero, which I'm very thankful for. It's really cool that we got the 4 costumes of 4 of the heroes, and then alternate costumes for all of them, and then we also saw all of the other heroes.
It was
You
very
know what?
cool. I think
I'm gonna put them
they
above
handled
Joker because they were really just like, here's all the characters.
they handled Dragon Quest incredibly well.
I'm pretty
Very
sure
cool to see.
maybe it's because they were planning to put Sephiroth in, but when Cloud was in Ultimate initially, there were no spirits for Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Like 0. No reference to like you don't get to see Tifa, Barret, Red 13, nobody. And they put Hero in and they were just like, here's all of Dragon Quest. Enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah, that was fun.
that was really good. Banjo and Kazooie.
Okay, I'm gonna say this one right here. If they manage to pull off Banjo and Kazooie again, this list doesn't matter because everyone else is getting there.
Yeah.
It's not happening again.
Probably not. Like, hasn't been relevant since the 360, arguably. Owned by a different company within a different company. I think it was just because everyone was like, people thought they wanted Banjo and Kazooie in, and then we got them, and no one plays them but me, who didn't even play a Banjo Kazooie game at the time. So,
Banjo Kazooie fans do not want to camp in Smash Brothers. That's my understanding of the whole Banjo and Kazooie situation.
I don't camp with them either. I go in. It's more fun that way.
No, I know. I mean,
Less
like
likely than
Banjo and
Piranha
Kazooie.
Plant, more likely than Robin. Microsoft seemed very eager to let Nintendo use them. I guess. But this is also just like, if we are cutting the roster, they'd rather not talk to other companies, probably. Especially Microsoft.
I don't know.
Microsoft is an American-owned company, and Smash is a Japanese game. This is tough, though. I would guess, like, these are the characters we're, like, pretty determined aren't going to be in the next Smash Bros.
Right, like it's not gonna. Corrin's not gonna happen again.
Yeah.
That's like, I'm a little. Man, I would actually put Banjo below Robin, because looking at the list,
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I guess Incineroar wouldn't happen again. Richter won't happen again unless, like, I don't know, something weird happens.
Like, him and
Prime
Simon,
Plant,
I think, can switch places, but one of them's going to be there and the other one's going to be...
I hate that
smaller than it.
I hate that I'm even asking this, but can we move Robin to the top of that tier?
Do you really think
I'm like-
Robin's more likely than
I
Incineroar?
do. I don't, and I've got no explanation. I can't defend it.
Okay, if you say so.
Not like Robin's not relevant in the plot or whatever, but like, or for current games, but unique moveset. Just remember, still in the same tier, so it's not really all that relevant.
Not really.
But
They're
I'm
probably
just
all
like,
getting cut, so...
They're probably all getting cut. Corrin's getting cut for sure. If Corrin doesn't get... I know I just said this about Banjo, but if they put Corrin in another Smash Brothers game, everyone else is coming back. It's just
Yeah.
going to be Ultimate 2, but more characters.
God, I fucking hope so.
It's just Mugen. or Mugen, or however that game is pronounced.
I don't know.
Harry Bogard.
My boy, like my actual boy in this game.
I'm just like,
My soft little man. What do we
yeah,
do
probably
here?
not. But we should put him at the top.
Huh?
My
Probably not
vote
at the
is
top.
the top of probably not.
It really depends on how eager SNK is about like.
Yeah, that's what I
getting
mean.
him
They
back
gave
in.
they gave us everything. They like
True.
aside from the one
Yeah.
character who they were like, this
That was
is
probably
inappropriate
Nintendo
for
being
children.
like, we don't want that one.
But aside from that, they gave us everything. Like every character
True.
from King of Fighters is in, or Fatal Fury, whichever the original game was, is in the stage. We got music from Samurai Showdown and Metal Slug.
Oh, I didn't
Like,
realize
come
that.
on, let's go.
I'm gonna put him above Ken.
SNK was the coolest about their letting the character be in Smash Brothers. They were so extraordinarily cool as a guest fighter.
I agree. I just think every character before them has like something that like they're more related to Nintendo.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think just by that alone, they're more likely. But I do see SNK wanting to be like, please keep putting him in your game. We
Yeah.
love it.
All right, so Byleth's actually a weird one to me.
So hear me out. I'm putting Byleth next to Corrin. And this
Man.
is only if we don't have a new mainline Fire. Actually, we do have another mainline Fire Emblem game already. I'm still gonna put them like a little bit above Corrin, but we have Engage. We are going by your logic, way more likely to get the Engage Pro Tag than the Three Houses Pro Tag.
I don't know if you can hear me typing. I don't think you can.
I cannot.
Fire Emblem sales numbers. So this is I'm going to look this up.
Okay.
And this I think will
Engage was weird. Engage is
oh
always
dear
weird.
god. This will probably adjust the relevance or like the opinions or whatever. Because what
Okay.
I was thinking about Byleth's placing, I was thinking like place Byleth above Robin. Maybe actually put Robin a little bit lower in that case. But I don't know. And it's just for sales numbers. Three Houses was fucking popular. Like, I know Awakening put Fire Emblem back on the map, but Three Houses, to my understanding, like, it might just be me being chronically online, but people would not shut the fuck up about the game. Like,
I think that's because
it
like,
still
more
continues.
More people had Switches than they did 3DSs. So
Fire
it is
Emblem
more
ranked-
popular. Absolutely. But
Oh, it's the most. I found it. There's a Fire Emblem ranked by sales website that's like got all the, and they got sources. Thank God, they got all their sources and everything. Three Houses sold almost 4 million copies.
okay.
It's the best selling
How
Fire
far
Emblem
down
game.
is Engage on that list, though? I'm curious.
The highest selling is Three Houses. The second highest is Fates, which I barely count because there's two copies.
Yeah, it's Pokemon. It doesn't
The
count.
third, unsurprisingly, is Awakening because it rebooted the series. The
Right.
next one is Engage.
Okay. So
And the next one is Three Hopes. And I think that Engage and Three Hopes are because of the success of Three Houses.
definitely, like, I don't get me wrong, you are absolutely correct, but I do think the Pro Tag from Awakening, the reboot, has more of a chance to get in than the popular game, because Nintendo has shown before they don't care about popularity that much, like, or I should say sales numbers, right?
Damn, that's true.
Like, Marth is at the top of our list, and it's not because his game sold the most. It's
That's
because
true.
it's more iconic.
That's true.
So,
That's because it was the first one.
but even then, like, we have, Roy in the middle of the pack. We have Ike higher than that, and like their games definitely didn't sell as well as probably even Marth's.
No,
Like,
they didn't. That's
More
true.
people probably bought Marth's game just because. So like I think it's like recency bias, and like Engage, yeah, sure, it
I
didn't
think
sell
so,
as
too.
much, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, Byleth is a weird case because, like with Robin, he's got a very interesting and unique moveset, and his entire inclusion is just a reference to popular, highly selling game in popular, highly selling series.
Yeah.
But again, it's as you mentioned, Marth's there, Ike is there. It's getting a little redundant.
Also,
Like,
his
it's
moveset's
Smash
like
Brothers.
you can use the different legendary weapons or whatever they were called, but like Robin's moveset is like I have stuff from the games, like all of them.
Yeah.
So, Slab's been going off, but put that person as a pro tag of Tokyo Mirage Sessions. Sure, but Martha Iconic and can't remember the name of the engage. Right.
Oh, that actually
I'm
reminds
not
me on
putting
this
Engage
list.
in the game. I'm just saying Nintendo would put Engage in the game.
That actually reminds me that Tokyo Mirage Sessions is ranked 21
I'm
of
surprised it's
the
that high.
best selling. According to this thing, it sold 39,000 copies.
This is also assuming Engage is the newest Fire Emblem.
Wait, sorry, that was Encore.
Okay.
That was the remake. Sorry, I forgot.
By the time we get the new Smash game, we might have another Fire Emblem, and they'll put that protagonist in. Like that's the reason Corrin's in. That's pretty much the reason Byleth's in. I think Byleth would have been in way sooner if not for COVID.
I think you're probably right.
So,
I just wanted to bring up
Was that
the
COVID?
Tokyo Mirage Sessions Encore in particular selling that poorly because the only game that sold worse than it is Fire Emblem Heroes, which is a free download.
how did that? Yeah, I guess it sold less because you don't pay anything for it.
It's just talking about the money, and it's just like calculations and
mean,
numbers, but
That's
it's
also
really
wrong.
funny.
Heroes
It's really
is-
funny seeing it next to that list.
Heroes has definitely earned them more money than like probably Three Houses.
Oh yeah, even like in this list, it mentions Fire Emblem Heroes not actually counting in the list because you have to factor in the individual downloads
Right.
for like pieces of it. I also learned that Fire Emblem 3 CS 776 sold incredibly poorly, which is funny because a lot of people, the people that have played that game, say it's the best one.
Have you played it?
No,
All right then.
I bet it's the best
You
one.
got homework now.
I do.
Min Min, our arms rep.
Yo, arms stinky. Bottom of probably not.
All right. Wow.
Ramen hair.
Okay. I think it depends entirely on if they're gonna try arms too, which is a
Yes,
thing that
I
could
agree.
happen. I would want to put her at the bottom of No Clue.
I actually think that's more realistic.
I think probably
Min
more
Min
likely-
guaranteed? No.
She's doomed.
She's
Probably.
doomed.
Again, it depends on if Nintendo does Nintendo and is just like, we made this game no one wanted. Like everyone wanted to Switch. Can't believe
Yeah.
they fucking did that.
Yeah, they should put in. They should add Hideo Kojima showing off his incredible reflexes in the quick draw mini game of 1-2 Switch as a playable character.
Yes. That would actually make it sell way more.
No, I think that's correct though. I think with ARMS, I am under the impression that it kind of flopped, and
Seems like it.
if they continue support or make a new one, then they'll add Min Min or make a brand new ARMS character and include them in the game. But for now, I don't see it.
I mean, that's fair. But again, I just, the outside knowledge of like, are they making another one?
Right.
That's why No Clue just feels like bottom of No Clue feels best to me.
Yeah.
Steve from Minecraft.
There's no way.
Here's the thing. I think with Steve being the most popular, or from the most popular video game, I think like ever. Maybe it's behind Fortnite now. I don't know. I don't keep up with Minecraft news, believe it or not. But at one point, it was like the most popular video game in the world. I think it gives it some credit.
I'm looking up what is the most popular video game. Minecraft is the first game that comes up.
Okay.
That says Counter-Strike 2 and Global Offensive. And then Minecraft, and then Fortnite. And then Roblox. Life is Roblox.
Roblox is life. You go for Freddy Fazbear in Smash. There's a chance, and that makes me sad.
Please, 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 please.
I mean, he's not going lower than Banjo and Kazooie.
Yeah.
That's for sure. I might... Maybe below Snake?
That was my first thought also.
Like, probably not, but, like, there's a good chance. Or not a good chance, but it's a chance still.
I bet... Like, I don't know how the licensing and rights stuff works, but my guess is that it cost a lot of money from Nintendo to put Minecraft at all in the game.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely depends on who did the asking. We don't know. We know Sora was the most requested character, and we know Bayonetta was the most requested character in Europe, which is why she won the Smash 4 poll. We don't know how requested Steve was. It could be massively so.
That's true.
But just, like, shy of those two. So... And then, like, if Nintendo is like, hey, we want Steve in Smash, then Microsoft can be like, all right, give us money. Or if Microsoft is like, here, we want Steve in Smash, Nintendo could have been like, all right, give us money. So, who knows?
I know we're not doing the booty tier list right now, but I just want you to know that Steve is obviously bottom tier.
He's fucking flat as fuck, dude. Of course he's bottom tier.
Those are squares!
You know who's not bottom tier? Pyra and Mythra.
Are we talking Pyro Mythra?
Oh, we're talking Pyra and Mythra. They got
may I offer a slightly possibly spicy take for this tier list?
Okay.
I think they're close to guaranteed.
Do you think they're more
similar,
likely than Shulk, though?
I had that thought as well. Where is Shulk? I don't see him. There he is.
He's in probably. Because you didn't let me go higher than that.
That's I bump him up. It's fine. Well, you know what? Actually, you probably should bump him up at least past, like... No, that's probably... that looks
I think
good.
he's more likely than Sonic.
Really? All right, you can put him there.
He's practically first party. And not in, like, the joking way we say with Sonic. Like, he's practically first party. If he's not actually first party.
Like Bayonetta, but more so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair. If, like, again, I don't keep track of Xenoblade. Like,
right.
I played the little bit of Chronicles and liked it a lot, and I'll play it eventually. But it's like, I assume I don't know how relevant he is. And as Aardvark was mentioning, as you were mentioning, like, he's still consistently relevant. He's like the Xenoblade boy.
Right. Well, so I want you to keep in mind, like, each game is their own characters, new story, and everything.
Right.
But I will say there are things that call back to Shulk. Whether they're directly or not, it depends. Even
well, it's like Fire Emblem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Marth is very similar. People reference Marth all the time in other Fire Emblem games.
Even X, though, which is a different universe entirely, one of the characters has, like, little Monado clippings on her hair. So, that being said, and as much as I love these two, more specifically Pyra, they can't go higher than Shulk, I don't think.
I agree with you. I was trying to figure out where Shulk was in the list, and then I saw him, and then we moved him, so we're good now. I'm just like, maybe, like, in line with the... I'm looking at Sheik, and I was thinking, like, Pyra Mythra's gimmick is that they're Sheik Zelda, but better. I think their execution was way better done.
So much better.
For just Smash Brothers purposes and the transformation and the function of the characters and all that stuff.
Right.
And I think because it's a more recent game, I'm torn. Because on one hand, it's a more recent game, but it's not the
really.
most recent.
It's like from 2018, 2019.
Well, Sean, I'm getting old.
We all are, and it scares
God.
me.
Time is flying. That's unbelievable.
I stay awake thinking about this. It's awful. That being said, we're not in the Fire Emblem effect yet for Xenoblade. I say yet because we have more games coming, for sure. I do think she's maybe a little more likely than Sheik.
I was thinking there too. Sheik's incredibly cool,
saying.
but as I addressed the N64 relevance thing, like Sheik's original niche was the transformation. Pyra/Mythra literally is the transformation. This is a cool gimmick. They'll probably bring it back.
As for like separated, I don't see them doing that because of just how they are.
Yeah, I don't either.
Where do I put them? That's the question.
I think those two are just on here for
throw
actual tier list purposes.
Tier.
Yeah, they can just go
no,
there.
Definitely. I would say, like, if they're not coming back together, they're probably not coming back separately. Unless for some reason they're just like, we brought back the 3DS. Which it sounds like they might be.
Yeah, it's like scarily it's close to being real.
But yeah, I don't see them like separating the two. I see them giving us like, here's Mythra or here's Pyra. But probably Pyra because she's a little more prevalent at the beginning of the game than Mythra is, so.
Right. Kazuya.
Kazuya
Mishima.
He is a jerk.
I think there's no way. Personally. I think he's
Hold on. Hear me out.
I know Namco.
Right. Bandai Namco. And if they're working on the game again, they might be like, well, we already put him in once. And everyone loved him. So what if we did that again? I don't think he's going to be super high, but I do think he's at least going to go above Hero.
Where's Hero?
Hero's pretty far
I'm
down
like,
there. He's in probably.
Yeah, I just saw him bottom, probably not. Considering Bamco. Oh man. Like, just put him next to Terry.
You think so? Yeah.
Put him in between Terry and Ken.
I think we could swap the position of these two because again, Bandai Namco's worked on the previous games.
I think it's a good call.
Well, I'm not saying we have to. I'm saying like they're like in the same spot for me. SNK was very much like, well, you know what? Yeah, we'll do that, but they're essentially like the same. Stop it. Essentially like the same spot for me.
Right.
Because Bandai worked on it. SNK really wanted to work on it, so yeah, about the same spot.
Kazuya Mishima wins.
So Sora.
What do you think?
This is the most wanted character in Smash that wasn't previously in like a Smash title.
Sora gives me feelings of I don't know why they would make another Smash. They
like
got
after
him.
this one. Yeah.
They got him. They peaked.
No, definitely. Like that's why I think everyone needs to like a massive rework after this. Is because like this iteration of Smash has gone as far as it can.
They'd call it like Smash Ultimate 2.
I've had conversations with people about this. Like, I think I don't know how licensing works. I imagine it's just like you made the one game and you got our character for that, and if you try to make like a deluxe version of that game, we're going to sue your ass.
That makes me theoretically sad.
Again, I don't work in licensing, so
yeah,
I don't know, but that's my brain. That being said, Sora being the product of Square Enix, which we already determined kind of doesn't like Smash, and Disney, who, from what I've seen of them stealing Animal Crossing and Mario Kart, would probably rather make their own Smash, which I think we might be getting, if the rumors are to be true, to be believed. I think he might be like probably less likely than Sephiroth, maybe even Byleth.
I think that's probably a good call. Not Corrin though.
Not Corrin.
Corrin is the bottom. And I mean, Nintendo doesn't really listen to the people's opinion, but like that's the one anytime that anyone talks about, anytime anyone makes a thread that's like, who do you think is least likely to return? It's like a flood of Corrin.
I should start maining Corrin while I can.
Despite the fact that Corrin is only in the game because it was the most recent Fire Emblem, and the game wasn't great, and they're not a popular character, I really love Corrin in Smash Brothers. Smash Ultimate's very cool. Every character is very cool for the most part. I don't care for Steve.
I'll learn Steve then. Okay.
God damn it. The irony is not lost on me that I don't like Steve.
Oh, I know. I was about to bring it up.
I never cared for the Godfather.
So with Sora, like, it's weird because, like I said, he won the popularity. He was the most requested character.
Right.
So would Nintendo take that into account when making the next one, or they would just be like, cool, we did that cool thing once. That was it. I think I'm confident with where Sora is now. What do you think?
I think Sora's in a good place.
Okay.
I think the likelihood
it's not a good place. It's the worst tier, but...
Right. I think that's an accurate spot to put
the most
Sora.
Appropriate place. Yeah, so there you have it. That's our tier list on how likely we think characters are going to get into the next Smash game.
We're beholding right there in a single screenshot the full spectrum of human emotion.
Yes. From Kirby all the way down to Corrin.
There's a dog in there.
There's a few dogs
human
in there.
emotion. There's an emotionless robot in there. Human emotion.
Yeah. There's a trained clone baby killer. That's a human emotion.
Minecraft Steve, that's blocks.
With emotion.
Emoting blocks.
This was a fantastic discussion. I highly recommend chopping this section into one video. That's the plan. All three of my sections today, I'm going to have to, like, since we had that interruption, unfortunately, I'm going to have to go ahead and, like, finagle everything back together. And also maybe download the VOD from Twitch because my thing stopped recording. Oh, God.
Should we do a YouTube intro? Hi, YouTube. Play Fire Emblem Genealogy of the Holy War. It's great.
I was going to say no. So, buy YouTube, play Genealogy of the Holy War, I guess. I haven't. Go play Pokemon Channel. Go appreciate the bad so you can more appreciate the good.
Yeah, play Pokemon Channel.
Yeah.
Play, hold on, what's the worst game I've ever played? Play, Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival.
I think mine actually might be like Dissidia NT. I hated that game.
It sucked.
It was so bad.
That one was just, it was like...
It was disappointing. It was the most disappointing game.
It was some of the most disappointing I felt in a video game.
Yeah.
That I can recall. Play Elf for the Game Boy Advance.
Probably better than Dissidia NT.
Play Alvin and the Chipmunks the Squeakle for the Nintendo DS.
Okay, we're gonna stop with the game recommendations. Thank y'all for coming by for my 3-year anniversary. I can't believe I've been streaming this long.
Play Pac-Man for the Atari 2600.
Stop.
Shaq Fu. Congratulations!
Thank you.
Anniversary 3 of them.
Three whole of them. Yeah, I'll be back on Wednesday to play more Spider-Man. Got anything else to say, Steven?
Eat your oatmeal.
Alright. Good advice. Good night.
Good night.